Chapter 596, Passageway Entrance. After old Zhang left, Fang Ping finally had time to observe his surroundings. He did not see it when he came in. When he saw where he was, Fang Ping said suddenly, "It's actually here?" Sino Nation currently had 23 passageways on the surface, but in reality, there were 24. There was one in Polaris City that was not counted as a passageway. It was just an entrance to Mount Imperial Sea. The 24th passageway was where Fang Ping and the others were now. It was not somewhere else, but the Forbidden City. Fang Ping did not expect the passageway to be here. Beside him, Jiang Chao took a look. It was also his first time knowing that the passageway was here, but he was not surprised. He said, "So it's here. If that's the case, the previous dynasty's emperor suppressed this place, Fang Ping looked doubtful. Jiang Chao said casually, "Before the modern era, it was all feudal dynasties. The emperors of feudal dynasties, the ones who founded the country, were usually top-notch powerhouses. Rank 9 was not uncommon. These people founded dynasties, most of the time, to walk their own path of origin. I heard from my grandfather that some of the city lords in the catacombs built cities, including the restricted area and the royal court, because they walked a similar path. This path is also a relatively clear path of origin, the path of the people. Otherwise, why do you think powerhouses build countries? Build dynasties? Is it really for power? That's not it. The key is that there is hope to walk this path and even step into the impasse realm. This is also the most clear path at the moment. And it's the kind where you walk your own and I walk mine, similar but not similar." This time, Fang Ping understood. He said with some surprise, "The path of the people can be walked." That's not it either. There are some restrictions. I'm not sure about the specifics. In fact, those who haven't walked this path don't know. What about now? Fang Ping said doubtfully. If the path of the people can lead to the pinnacle, logically speaking, it should continue. Jiang Chao shook his head. It doesn't mean that walking this path and building a dynasty will really lead to the pinnacle. It can only be said that there is hope, but the hope is slim. Also, the reason why the modern social structure appeared. Jiang Chao paused, hesitating for a moment before saying, "My grandfather said that it's actually a test. The path of the people is not easy to walk. Not only is it not easy to walk, but it also limits the development of the people's wisdom, causing martial arts to decline. Therefore, when the last feudal dynasty came to an end, the dynasty system was no longer continued. The new system might be able to give birth to more experts, open up the people's wisdom, let everyone practice martial arts, and let everyone be their own master." Back then, it was the entire nation that pushed for the emperor martial path to perfection. Now, we have abandoned the emperor martial path to perfection. No one knew if this experiment was good or bad, but it was a fact that there were more martial artists in China and more powerhouses. Even in the desperate times, Commander Li and Minister Zhang had only become peerless experts under such a system. Therefore, everyone is very satisfied with China's current system. Fang Ping was deep in thought. He asked again, "The emperors of the previous dynasty were all powerhouses?" From the looks of it, ever since the era of sex, martial arts have declined. In fact, the feudal dynasties have also declined. After the Song dynasty, although there were experts, there were not many of them. Even the emperor could not show his divinity in front of the people. As Jiang Chao spoke, he continued, "It is precisely because of this that they abandoned the Tao of the people, because it has been many years since an expert has appeared. The emperors before the Song dynasty had experts? I'm not sure. Is the Li family ancestor the Tang dynasty emperor?" Jiang Chao shrugged. "I don't know, but the possibility is not high. This was 1,000 years ago. I don't think my ancestor is 1,000 years old. Although the ancestor doesn't talk about his past, I have interacted with the ancestor many times. I think the ancestor is actually not that old, 300 to 500 years old at most." Fang Ping had nothing to say to that. "You think your ancestor is not that old? Only 300 to 500 years old. Why does it sound so weird? Star Town appeared about 300 years ago. 300 years ago, it was still unclear whether the Zhang family ancestor and the others were peerless experts or of other ranks. Maybe they were not peerless experts when they built Star Town. Maybe they were. Now, as the ancestor did not mention the past, the people could not speculate. Now, however, Fong Ping had some understanding of why there were so many city lords and royal cities in the outer regions of the catacombs. It seemed that they were all walking a similar path, wanting to step into the peak. However, Fong Ping felt that there should be a huge limit. The probability of a peak appearing was very small. Not enough people? Not enough people? Or was there another reason? These city lords' jurisdiction is too small, and there are too few people. Will it affect them? Fong Ping heard that the lords of the royal court in the restricted area have been out of the peak. Does this mean that the more people under jurisdiction, the higher the chances of entering the peak? The path of the people, this was also the first path that Fong Ping knew about the peak. Some people said that Li Jun walked the path of the sword, but there are thousands of sword paths. Whether Li Jun's path of origin was the path of the sword, it was really hard to say. His void-piercing sword technique was an origin ultimate technique, but the path of origin was only a kind of realization. It did not have a carrier. Li Jun's void-piercing sword technique could also be changed to void-piercing blade technique. This was not a problem. As they walked out, Fatty continued, "There is a passageway here. It is both unexpected and reasonable. If you pay attention, you will realize that there are passageways in those ancient capitals. The emperors of the past dynasties have been suppressing the passageways. Even if the passageways are not opened, powerhouses can sense the existence of the passageways. Previously, I thought that capital cities' catacombs were the passageways that were suppressed back then, so I did not think too much about it. Only now do I know that capital city has two passageways. No wonder the imperial capital is set here, and all the departments are suppressing here. Two passageways, indeed, require a stronger force to suppress." Fong Ping glanced at him. This fatty really knew a lot of things. He was just not very reliable. If you did not ask, he would not remember these things. Only when you mentioned it could he remember some things. Everyone walked out of the Forbidden City, and no one blocked their way. The area they were in was also not an open area. After walking out of the Forbidden City, Fong Ping looked up at the dazzling sun, exhaled softly, and said, "What's the date today?" "The 18th. On the 3rd of July, Fong Ping and the others entered the catacombs. On the night of the 3rd, they entered the battlefield. Now half a month had passed. It has been half a month. Fong Ping felt a little emotional. He felt that time passed very fast, but also seemed very slow. Half a month without sleep, half a month of killing. This was a martial artist, this was the catacombs. Does the apex sleep? Fong Ping's question had stumped everyone. Did the apex sleep? How often did they sleep? No one knew about this. Even Fatty did not know. He had seen Warlord many times, but when they met, Warlord did not sleep. When they did not meet, he did not know what Warlord was doing. Fatty was not in the mood to answer this question. He chuckled and said, "Fong Ping, then we'll go back first." "Star City?" "Yes. Not going to MCMEU anymore. We have to go home first. I'm afraid Grandpa knows about the battlefield. If we don't go back soon, we'll get beaten up." Fatty looked helpless. This time, Jiang Chao's reputation had broken through the roof. Even after Fong Ping revealed his identity, Jiang Chao was still famous. When he went back this time, he did not know how Grandpa would deal with him. Moreover, this time he hid for half a month and did not gain anything. The only thing he gained was probably the pair of divine weapon boots that Fong Ping gave him. This was not as good as Su Zissou. Su Zissou also gained something and achieved upper stage rank 6. Before that, Fong Ping and the people from the two big royal courts left the ruins. Su Zissou and the others entered the ruins later. Jiang Chao actually went in too, but he did not gain anything. Su Zissou, on the other hand, was weaker. He got some benefits and achieved upper stage rank 6. Not only did he gain nothing from entering the battlefield, but he also made a name for himself. When he went back, he did not know if the old man would strike him to death. Also, he had moved a lot of good stuff from the family storeroom. Other things aside, that strand of Paragon's origin chi was good stuff, and so was the Paragon's feces. Fong Ping did not say anything more after hearing what he said. He nodded and said, "All right, you guys go back. The next time you enter the battlefield," Jiang Chao said hurriedly, "we don't know when the next time will be. We'll see. Stop joking. I won't go with you even if you beat me to death. This time, Fong Ping was not restricted from entering again. After that, he also threw the blame to muddy the waters. But Jiang Chao promised. The next time Fong Ping went, the moment he went, everyone would have their eyes on him immediately. Moreover, the next time he went, Fong Ping would probably go to the rank 7 region. There might be rank 8 or 9 powerhouses crossing boundaries to kill him. As for the other Paragon's restrictions on the 2 big royal courts after they left, Jiang Chao did not know. Even if he knew, he would not take it seriously. If they really crossed boundaries and killed the people who knew, who would know that they had crossed boundaries? This time, it was a rank 7 hunting Fong Ping. Next time, it might be a rank 9. Jiang Chao felt that he still wanted to live for a few more years. He dared not join in the fun. Jiang Chao and Su Zhisu left together. Du Hong and the rest also went to the military department to report. Fong Ping glanced at the remaining people. Wang Jinyang said, "I'll go back to NMEU first. I'll go to MCMAU in a few days. There are some things I need to tell you." "Okay, I'll go to CCMU to take a look." When Ironhead said this, he was a little embarrassed. He said sheepishly that, "Give me the divine weapons first." He wanted to go back to CCMU to give the divine weapons, but he was now an instructor at MCMAU. Fong Ping glanced at him. After a while, he said, "You and Old Wang will each get 14 divine weapons. Old Yao will get 16. I'll give you 4. I'll keep the rest for now. I'll help you deal with them later." Ironhead looked sheepish, but he did not refuse. Fong Ping was obviously afraid that he would take so many divine weapons and give them away. How could that be possible? I'm not an idiot. Fong Ping ignored him and gave him 4 divine weapons. There were many divine weapons now. Other than the 2 rank 8 ones, Fong Ping could choose the rest. Ironhead picked 4. Originally, he wanted to talk about the rank 9 ancient weapon that he obtained later on, but Fong Ping did not mention it. Ironhead felt a little helpless and did not press him for more. Ironhead took 4. Old Wang did not want all of them and only took 4. He was prepared to give 1 to Zhang Dingnan, 1 to the 2 NMU peak rank 6 martial artists each, and 1 to his own instructor. As for himself, Old Wang did not want it. He had even returned the saber. Fong Ping did not know if he was waiting for his own life gate to open. Yao Qingjun took 6. FMS had many powerhouses, more than NMAU. The 3 of them each left 10 with Fong Ping. In reality, Old Yao's 10 did not belong to him anymore. Who asked this guy to give them away on impulse? 2 rank 8 divine weapons, 90 rank 7 ones, and 2 ancient weapons. Fong Ping also obtained an ancient weapon. Although it was slightly inferior to Ironhead's, it was still comparable to rank bait. As for the Jade Pendant, Old Zhang still gave it to him. However, Fong Ping still had to hand over 12 divine weapons later. This was only him. Old Yao and the others were not included. Time to go back. In the next moment, Fong Ping's body shone with golden light. The golden body that was damaged earlier was restored to its original state. At this moment, Fong Ping was like a god. Ha! Fong Ping laughed loudly and soared into the sky. This time, he did not take a car. He used the flight step to return to school. July 18th, MCMU Fong Ping left the catacombs and used the flight step for 3,000 li. Along the way, the golden light shone brightly, swaggering through the streets. Powerhouses everywhere had heard about it. MCMU Fong Ping had forged a golden body and was suspected to be a rank 8. When the news came out, it caused a sensation all over the world. Fong Ping did not hide it. He even deliberately showed off. He was not afraid of being found out when he left the battlefield. If there was really someone on Earth who had contact with the catacombs, Imperial Sea Mountain was guarded by the Venerable Ones. Whoever went to the restricted area, whoever came from the restricted area, would be seen by the Venerable Ones. If someone really snitched, they might even be able to catch a few important spies. Those who could go to and from the restricted area and communicate with the restricted area were definitely important people. Moreover, once he left the battlefield, it meant that the matter was over. Even if the catacombs found out that it was really Fong Ping who did it, they could just go all out to kill him next time. Those venerable ones in the catacombs could not possibly not suspect Fong Ping at all. However, today these catacombs venerable ones did not cause trouble. Naturally, they had their own little calculations. In the end, forcing the two royal courts to only send 50 people in every 3 years was the biggest gain. As for the land of rebirth, what did it have to do with them? Flight step for 3,000 li also needed time. McMao. When Fong Ping's golden light shone brightly, traversing everywhere, Huang Jing suddenly let out a long sigh. Rank 8? I don't think so. Beside him, Lu Fengru said uncertainly. On the other side, Tang Feng said in a low voice, it will take him at least 3 hours to come back. Evacuate the entire school. What? Lu Fengru was stunned for a moment. Tang Feng said resolutely, evacuate the entire school. The students are on vacation. We will go to Magic City's catacombs to hide. Everyone was stunned. Was Big Lion about to be driven crazy? Taking advantage of Fong Ping's absence to flee with the entire school's teachers and students? Tang Feng rubbed his chin and said, say, if he returns after the entire school evacuates and finds that there's no one, and after waiting for a long time, there's not even a shadow, will he vomit blood in anger? Old Man Li crossed his legs and drank the wine mixed with life essence. He grinned and said, there's no need to do this, right? Having said that, he said, this is too cruel. How about this, we all evacuate and leave those girls in the school behind. Let them flatter him a little. Who knows, they might even get some benefits. Maybe even their marriage will be settled. Cough, cough, cough. Huang Jing was speechless. Were there no normal people in the school? Because Fong Ping was going back to the school, and now these guys wanted to hide in the catacombs. Since when did the catacombs become a sanctuary? Aren't you curious about what he went through this time? Huang Jing was still very curious. What big things did Fong Ping do in the catacombs this time? Although the kid was unreliable, now that he was back, he could tell everyone about it. It would be an eye-opener. Old Man Li said casually. What else could he have gone through? Snatch. If there's anything good, he'll snatch it. When he's done, he'll come back. Before he's done, he most likely won't come back. Now he's even forged a golden body. Although I don't know if it's a complete golden body, his strength should have improved. We know this without asking. As for you asking how many ruins he explored and how many friends he made, forget it. Whether he explored or not is also a question. Huang Jing's expression stiffened. What he said seemed to make sense. The next moment, they looked at each other. Should they retreat or not? That kid was so flashy and arrogant in front of outsiders now. When he came back, it was guaranteed that every word he said would pierce people's hearts until they broke down. Lu Finger thought about it and nodded. Let's not go to the catacombs. Let's go. It's my treat today. Let's go out for a meal. They looked at each other and nodded at the same time. That made sense. It had been a long time since they went out to eat and drink. It was not bad to go out for a meal. Let the kid be arrogant and come back tomorrow. On the night of July 18th, a ray of golden light cut through the sky and headed straight for MCMAU. That aura, that battle array. Some of the top powerhouses in Magic City could almost feel that wild and arrogant aura. Huh, I'm back. From afar, Fong Ping's laughter echoed in MCMAU. The hero had returned. Cheer! Inside the school, it was quiet. MCMAU, which was originally brightly lit, was much dimmer today. As Fong Ping flew, he shouted again, I'm back. There was still no movement. Not only was there no movement, Fong Ping sensed. It seemed like there was no one. Where is everyone? In the air, Fong Ping was stunned for a moment. In the huge MCMAU, where was everyone? It was not that there was no one. There were still people in the school, but the powerhouses seemed to have disappeared. Those who stayed behind seemed very weak. Those people ran very slowly. It was not until Fong Ping was stunned for a long time that a group of young girls below shouted excitedly, The president is back. The president is invincible. The president is so amazing. He's even glowing gold. A group of rank 1 girls might not even know what a golden body was. How could they understand the meaning of Fong Ping's body glowing gold? It was more satisfying to show off to those who knew the ropes. Showing off to a group of people who already thought he was amazing. There was no sense of accomplishment. Ah! Fong Ping screamed shrilly. That was too much. This is the only hobby I have now. You guys even deprived me of my last hobby. This is too much. He looks so handsome even when he's shouting the president. So cool. Is this a golden body? I don't know. Isn't a golden body a rank 8 grandmaster? Is the president a rank 8? I don't know. The president seemed to be glowing gold a long time ago. Below, the dozens of girls really did not understand this. When Fong Ping was rank 1, he did not even know how to cultivate in the middle ranks, let alone the higher ranks. These little girls could not even flatter him to the point. The more Fong Ping listened, the more miserable he felt. The people of MCMAU were too black-hearted. You should at least leave a few powerhouses behind to introduce them to everyone, popularize them, explain them. You're a big business. MCMAU has so many things here. You're assured to let some rank 1 stay behind? How generous you are! Who asked you to ruin my good mood? The next moment, Fong Ping was furious. In his anger, dozens of balls of radiant sun suddenly rose in the sky. The balls of radiant sun rose one after another. In the next moment, the entire Magic City was shaken. Some of the rank 9s guarding Magic City could not suppress their auras and began to fluctuate. Magic City House of Governors, Magic City Military Camp. A large group of Grandmaster powerhouses was ready to make a move. They wanted to rob. MCMU seemed to only have Fong Ping there now. Could they snatch it? Dozens of balls of radiant Sunday. They were none other than divine weapons. The next moment, in the city center, a few powerhouses' auras rose. Huang Jing was sweating profusely. He roared, "Don't move. The vice-chancellor is still in the school. Who dares to go?" Old Man Li had already dashed back. Motherf asterisk Kerr. If he did not go back now, this kid would throw away the divine weapons. That would be a huge loss. Lu Fengru and Tang Feng also rushed back without stopping. What was there to eat? Dozens of divine weapons. What did this kid do? Tang Feng looked sorrowful. Fine, he would admit defeat. The next moment, Tang Feng's slightly sorrowful voice was heard. MCMU students, gather in the school within an hour. At this moment, countless students came out from all over the place and ran toward the school. In the crowd, Qin Fengqin cursing in a low voice. I knew Big Lion was unreliable. I still have to suppress this guy's limelight. Motherf asterisk Kerr. Now who's suppressing who, don't you know? Money is the boss. Big Lion, this pauper. If he comes up with another rotten idea next time, I won't believe it even if you beat me to death. Originally, the whole school's teachers and students worked together to suppress a certain arrogant guy, which was rare. He, Qin Fengqin, agreed with both hands and feet. If some students were not willing, he, old Qin, would beat them up and chase them away. Now forget it. He would admit defeat. When he went back, he still had to continue to act like a grandson. He was really rich. Qin Fengqin's eyes were green. Was he still human? Dozens of divine weapons. What did they do? Robbing Royal City did not have so many, right? Raiding Zhuapo's lair? No, did Zhuapo have so many divine weapons? Could it be that they robbed Polaris City? Thoughts aside, Qin Fengqin roared from afar. Congratulations, President Fong, for killing the enemy and returning. Congratulations to humanity. No matter what this kid did, he would say a few words of flattery before the others spoke. Was this not Fong Ping's taste? A few words of flattery, and he would go to heaven. Later, when he was happy, he could throw dozens of divine weapons at him. That would not matter. As soon as old Qin opened his mouth, people everywhere started shouting, "Congratulations, President, on your return. Congratulations to the President." The whole of Magic City was filled with such voices. Some of the Magic City martial artists' eyes went wide. When did MCMU's Fong Ping get to this point? Speaking of which, was MCMU's vice-chancellor or the president? For a moment, some martial artists who had never been to a martial arts university were at a loss. They could not understand the organizational structure of martial arts universities. Could it be that in martial arts universities, the president was more powerful than the vice-chancellor? At the same time, old Wu, who was just about to come out of seclusion, heard those shouts. After some consideration, he decided, forget it, I'll continue my closed-door cultivation. I can't live like this anymore. Now, only closed-door cultivation can make me less hurt. The key was after he came out of closed-door cultivation, what if that kid came to collect on him? Rank 9. To get to this point, I have to enter Juapo. At this moment, Wu Quishan's path was clear. He wanted to enter Juapo, or else he would not be able to survive. Chapter 597. McMao. On the rooftop of the school archives, Fong Ping was playing with the divine weapons. When Old Man Li and the rest arrived, this was what they saw. Fong Ping was manipulating the divine weapons, arranging them into the one shape, then the person shape, playing with them with relish. Rich and capricious, who had money would use dozens of divine weapons to arrange formations and play with them. Huang Jing and the rest stared at the divine weapons for a while. Just as they were about to speak, Fong Ping suddenly threw all the divine weapons to Qin Fengqing, who was about to grab one and leave in midair. Qin Fengqing was stunned. So capricious? All for me? At this moment, Qin Fengqing was really stunned. 22 all for me. I'm overwhelmed. Qin Fengqing was scared out of his wits. Was Fong Ping crazy? Fong Ping was not crazy. Seeing Qin Fengqing's blank expression, he smiled and said, Old Qin, all 22 divine weapons are for you. Call me Master Fong. Master Fong. Qin Fengqing was straightforward, without any hesitation. He was rich. After shouting, without another word, he turned around and ran. He was afraid that Fong Ping was teasing him. In the end, he ran. Fong Ping did not chase after him. This time, everyone was stunned. He really gave them to that kid? Fong Ping chuckled and said, Instructors, don't look at me like that. I'm a generous person. Of course, I gave them to him to satisfy his craving. Those 22 divine weapons are all Minister Zhang's. If he loses one, Minister Zhang can beat him up. He decided to give 12 as labor fees. Old Yao's 10, exactly 22, all belong to Old Zhang. Cough, cough, cough. A few grandmasters could not help but cough. This kid was evil. In the distance, Qin Fengqing, who had run a distance away, was actually listening. When he heard this, he broke down instantly. Damn, bad guy. Would I dare to steal old Zhang's things? Normal people's things were fine, but Zhang Tao was a peerless powerhouse. If he stole old Zhang's things, he could forget about living in the human world. No, he could not even survive in the catacombs. The only place he could escape was probably the Forbidden Sea. Everyone saw Qin Fengqing landing on another building, touching the divine weapons in a daze. They could not help but laugh. Old Manly smiled and asked, This time you've caused quite a bit of trouble. Did you offend the top? 22 divine weapons were all given to Zhang Tao. How troublesome would that be? It was not like he did not know Fong Ping. If someone said that he had lent his divine weapon to old Zhang, he might have believed it. However, the meaning of his words just now was obviously to give it away. This meant that he would be in huge trouble. Absolute peak. Fong Ping sighed and said helplessly, I've finally seen it for myself this time. This time in the King Battleground, I saw 10 paragons. Isn't he awesome? Including Zhang Tao and the others, there were indeed 10 of them. Previously, there were 8 of them. Later on, 2 more came. Had the people present seen the 10 absolute pinnacles before? There was no need to brag about anything else. Just talking about the number of people at the top, Fong Ping felt that most rank 9s were not as knowledgeable as he was. As expected, when he said that, Old Man Li and the rest were indeed stunned. The troublemaker was really good at stirring up trouble. It wasn't easy for him to come back alive. They did not ask in detail. Just as Old Man Li was about to speak again, Fong Ping suddenly said with a straight face, I've been in MCMAU for 2 years. I've gone from being ignorant to now, when I'm about to enter a high rank. I'm indebted to all the instructors' love and care. In the past, it was always the instructors who took care of me and held up the sky for me. Now, I'm about to enter a high rank. I've forged a golden body and have the ability to hold up the sky for the instructors. This time I've killed dozens of rank 7 martial artists. In the future, I'll work even harder and harder to repay all the instructors. Everyone was silent. Huang Jing hesitated for a while, then said in a half-crying, half-laughing manner, "Good kid. You're a good kid. But let's not talk about this today. We've just come back." He knew that he could not avoid this. Here it came. 2 years ago, high rank killed dozens of rank 7 martial artists. Was it necessary to mention this as soon as he came back? Was it necessary? They were all helpless. Tang Feng had an expression that said he already knew what he was going to say. If he did not know that this kid was annoying, would he have run away with the others? Jokes aside, Old Man Li looked at him for a while and nodded slightly. "Your strength has indeed improved greatly. Although it's a little worse than my rank 6, it's still not bad." Everyone looked at Fang Ping, then at Old Man Li. After a while, Tang Feng and Huang Jing looked at Lu Fengru. "Don't say that Fang Ping is your student in the future." "How is this your student?" "He's obviously the same as Li Changsheng. Look at the way these two are bragging. They're carved from the same mold." Lu Fengru did not say anything. "You guys can look at me however you want. I'll pretend that I didn't see it. When can you achieve rank 7? Lu Fengru did not give these two shameless people a chance to flatter each other, interrupting with a question. Fang Ping calculated for a while, then said, "About 10 days or so. If I take 2 more days to settle some things, it'll be almost August. Coincidentally, it's my 20th birthday in August. I've told Minister Zhang that I'll invite him to my Grandmaster Banquet. Instructor, if you have any relatives or friends, it'd be best if they're all Grandmasters. Invite them too." They were having a headache. Huang Jing was really helpless. Why do you have to bring up these things for everything? However, thinking that this kid was going to achieve rank 7 very soon, before he could finish thinking, Fang Ping said, "I've achieved rank 7 this time. I don't know if I can be ranked first among rank 7, but I don't think it's possible. The 2 presidents of the Martial Arts Association keep suppressing me. Maybe they won't even put me in the top 10. But it's okay. When I kill a rank 8 one day, the 2 presidents will have to be more careful when they go out." Cough, cough, cough. Lu Fengru coughed softly, saying, "All right, enough with the nonsense. Tell us, what's the situation at the King battlefield this time? As for being first among rank 7, top 10 among rank 7, could he take care of everyone?" She had to inform the Martial Arts Association later. If they dared to put Fang Ping in front of her, ask Wu Quishan to beat them up, she could not afford to embarrass herself like that. If this kid really surpassed her after graduation, she would not care. In the end, after 2 years in MCMAU, he surpassed her. It was simply breaking her down. Fang Ping saw that her expression was not friendly. He laughed dryly and did not say anything else. He was not in a hurry to talk about the King battlefield. Fang Ping looked down at the many students who were rushing over and said loudly, "Everyone has worked hard. The energy room has 10 hours of cultivation time. Everyone has it. Long live the president." Tang Feng and the others watched him perform. After waiting for the students to leave, satisfied, Tang Feng thought for a while and said, "Fang Ping, don't let everyone rely on you. This is not a good thing. We can understand that you want everyone to become stronger, and we are also very pleased. However, if you blindly throw resources at them, the result may not be the martial artists we want." Fang Ping nodded. He glanced at the students who were leaving and said slowly, "I know that if we throw resources at them like this, they may become vitality martial artists in the end. Moreover, to be honest, if this goes on, they may not be grateful. They may think that I'm doing it for their own good. Some of the more extreme ones might have already cursed me countless times in their hearts. Martial artists are all proud. This kind of pride is slowly being erased by me," Fang Ping said and laughed. Perhaps a lot of people think that he's eating out of pity. He may shout that the president is mighty, but in his heart, he's feeling inferior and angry, thinking that I've humiliated them. Then why did you? Actually, it's simple. I'm just improving their strength first. At least they have some foundation, so they won't be finished the moment they enter the catacombs." As he said that, Fang Ping said in a low voice, instructors, in a few days, I want to start a war." Their pupils shrank. Fong Ping continued, "The final battle with Sky Gate City. I've waited for this day for too long, and all of you have waited even longer. Generations of MCMEU martial artists have been waiting, and we've been suffering." Fong Ping's eyes were cold as he said, "Back then, when I first entered the catacombs, I will never forget everything that happened. The old vice-chancellor died in battle, at the hands of Sky Gate City. A few seniors and instructors died in battle, in front of me. Even if they died, we didn't dare to take their bodies back. So many people were buried in the southern area, so many memorial tablets in the school archives. 99% of them were made by Sky Gate City. How many years has it been? We've waited for too long. Now, if Sky Gate City wants to leave, it won't be that easy. Their hatred is as deep as the sea. How can we let them go just like that? They have to ask if MCMEU agrees to it. Ask if the thousands of MCMEU heroic souls who died in battle in the catacombs agree to it. Therefore, this battle must be fought, even if there are casualties. MCMEU students also need to see blood, the blood of their enemies. Originally, our strength was not enough, so I wanted to do it step by step. But now, our strength has skyrocketed, so we have to fight a big battle. We can't suppress the catacombs, but we have the strength and ability to annihilate a city." As soon as he said that, Lu Fengru said sternly, "I will never let that beast escape. Fight." Tang Feng's emotions fluctuated, his vitality surging. Could they fight? Yes. He had waited for this day for too long. He did not expect Fong Ping to bring it up today. Could they fight? Yes. In terms of high-end strength, MCMEU was already not inferior to Sky Gate City. As for the middle ranks, Sky Gate City had suffered serious damage. MCMU was not inferior to Sky Gate City. Now, the difference between the two sides was a large number of low-rank martial artists. However, once the high-end strength decided the outcome, these large numbers of low-rank martial artists could not change anything. MCMU had been founded in 61 years. The deaths of students and instructors were almost all caused by Sky Gate City. Who here did not have a grudge against Sky Gate City? Huang Jing was also excited. Were they going to fight Sky Gate City? Could they avenge their instructor? Instructor, did you see that? Just as everyone was getting excited, Fong Ping suddenly chuckled and said, "Don't get excited, everyone. I'm just saying." Bang! As soon as the words left his mouth, the Grandmasters attacked one after another, hammering him violently. "Bastard, you have a death wish. Do you think we won't hit you just because you've forged a fake golden body?" Fong Ping, who had been hammered, looked helpless. He said, "Instructors, wait for me to finish. I'm just informing the instructors in advance. The preparatory work hasn't been done yet. How can we do it just like that? Besides, the Vice-Chancellor isn't here yet. We're just talking." "How can we ignore him?" Fong Ping said with a sigh. "It's not easy for the Vice-Chancellor. I don't have the right to lead this matter. The Vice-Chancellor has to step in. Only the Vice-Chancellor has the ability and strength to lead all of this. Besides, if the Vice-Chancellor doesn't agree, the military department won't cooperate with us and let us do whatever we want. Instructors, the Vice-Chancellor is the pillar of our school. He's the backbone of our school. He's the one who carries the school. With the Vice-Chancellor around, we can only be at ease. The Vice-Chancellor has put in so much blood and sweat for the school all these years. His hair has turned white. The students see it with their own eyes and feel sorry for him. I'll have to seek the Vice-Chancellor's opinion on this matter. If the Vice-Chancellor says to fight, then we'll fight even if we have to climb a mountain of swords or plunge into a sea of flames. If the Vice-Chancellor says he won't fight, no matter how impulsive the students are, they won't do something like this." Behind him, Wu Quishan put down his outstretched palm. He glared at Tang Feng and the others, snorted coldly, and floated away. Mother Asterisk Kerr, this was too much. They were about to start a school-wide battle. These fellows did not even ask for his opinion, and wanted to fight on their own. What did they think they were doing? This was too much. Old Wu was about to fly into a rage and chop someone up. Fortunately, Fong Ping knew his place and did not continue. Otherwise, he would have killed the chicken to warn the monkey. He could not beat his wife, and the others were not easy to deal with either. However, taking care of Fong Ping was not a problem. Old Wu left. Fong Ping breathed a sigh of relief. He had gotten carried away. He had almost been beaten up by Old Wu. Fortunately, Old Wu's piercing gaze sent a chill down his spine and woke him up. Of course, he had to wait for Old Wu to decide on such a big matter. After Old Wu left, the others coughed dryly. Mother asterisk her. They had almost been fooled by this kid to the point of being hot-blooded. No, it was embarrassing. This kind of thing could not be started just because they wanted to. Pre-battle preparations, pre-battle mobilization. This included the military department's response, support, and top-notch responses. These were not even prepared yet. What was the rush? Everyone was clear-headed and rational now. Lu Fengru did not ask about the King Battleground anymore. She said, "Give us a good report tomorrow," and quickly left with the others. Fong Ping suspected that Lu Fengru had gone to comfort Old Wu. At this time, Old Wu must be very sad and sorrowful. The school was going to war with the feud, but no one asked him about it. How sad. After Lu Fengru and the others left, Qin Fengqing walked over, carrying a bunch of weapons. He was all smiles. Fong Ping. Before he could finish, Fong Ping gave him a look and said with some disdain, "Peak rank 5? Qin Fengqing's expression froze. "You've been gone for so many days. I thought you were at least rank 6. You're only peak rank 5? Old Yao is rank 7. I'm almost there too. I'm still golden body rank 7. Old Wang and Iron Head will be able to achieve mentality-vitality fusion very soon. It'll happen this month. Everyone is improving rapidly. In the end, you're only peak rank 5? Fong Ping looked regretful and sympathetic. Before this, when Qin Fengqing left, he was almost peak rank 5. He left even before the youth tournament. It had been almost 2 months. His improvement was so slow. Qin Fengqing wanted to cry, but had no tears. Did they have to attack him like this? Was peak rank 5 really that weak? It was very soon, okay. In order to regain his dignity, Qin Fengqing said immediately, "Rank 6 is almost there. I've almost located the Sanjiao Gate. I've only killed a few rank 17s this time." Qin Fengqing was powerless. He said helplessly, "The Beijiang catacombs are too poor. I've killed a lot of them, but I didn't get much good stuff. Fong Ping, you have so many divine weapons. Lend me one. I'll go to the catacombs again." "No, you'll reach rank 6 first." As Fong Ping said that, he glanced at him and asked curiously, "Why is your vitality so strong?" A rank 5 martial artist vitality was 4,000 calories. It was not much more. This guy, his vitality was almost 5,000 calories, right? Speaking of this, Qin Fengqing grinned. The soil last time had a good effect. It helped a lot in honing the body. That thing seems to have a lot of messy stuff. I think there's even imperishable substances. This? Fong Ping's hands glowed with golden light. He said casually, "Imperishable substances don't have such a good effect, right?" As soon as the words left his mouth, Qin Fengqing bit down on them. In the end, there was a crack. His teeth were almost shattered by Fong Ping's palm. "Idiot!" Fong Ping's face was full of disdain. "I can say arrogantly now, even if I stand here and let you chop me, you won't be able to kill me." Back then, Old Man Li had said this to him. Qin Fengqing looked at him, drooling. Imperishable substances. There was no justice in this world. This guy could actually produce imperishable substances. Moreover, the kind that could appear at any time. This was a higher level than Iron Head and the rest. It was too awesome. If he ate a little every day, would he not turn himself into a semi-golden body? Despite his drooling, Qin Fengqing deliberately ignored this. He said sneakily, "I'm almost rank 6, Fong Ping." "Aha! That? When are we going to dual cultivate?" Bang! Fong Ping punched him and sent him flying. After a while, Qin Fengqing flew back. His face was sorrowful. He said helplessly, just like Iron Head and the rest, "I know you have a way. Help me." "Who are we? Why would I reveal your secret? Besides, I'm too weak." "You'll be ashamed too, won't you?" Fong Ping was amused. What does your weakness have to do with me? Our bloodlines are similar. You don't want to be ashamed anymore, do you? It's true. Think about it yourself. When you came to MCMEU, who was the first person you met? You, that's right. It's a mysterious attraction. At that time, I had just come out of the catacombs. Why didn't I care about anyone but you? At that time, you weren't even a martial artist. I was a rank 3 martial artist. Tell me, would a rank 3 martial artist care about an aspiring martial artist? I would care about you. Why? All of this is fate's arrangement. Fong Ping, do you think we're fated? Qin Fengqing's face was full of anticipation. How fated we are? Even if we're not related by blood, fate has arranged for us to be together. Can you watch me fall behind? Fong Ping could not help but laugh. After a moment of deliberation, he said, "There's no free lunch in this world. You should break through to rank 6 first. When you've reached rank 6, MCMU might have a big battle. If you make a great contribution, I'll think about it. Don't. Increase my ability first. Won't I be able to make a bigger contribution this way? Besides, I'll see after I break through." Qin Fengqing was helpless. After some thought, he asked, "The big battle is with Skygate City?" "Yes." Qin Fengqing's eyes moved. He nodded and said, "I understand. Don't worry. I'll break through to rank 6 as soon as possible." A big battle with Skygate City. This was more important than anything else. Qin Fengqing left as quickly as he came. Before he left, he did not care about the divine weapons anymore. He tossed them to Song Yingji, who had just rushed back to the university. Old Song was stunned. Divine weapons. He had never seen so many divine weapons in his life. In the end, Qin Fengqing tossed them to him casually. Fong Ping also said casually, put them in the warehouse, and did not care about them anymore. These guys, did they not care about divine weapons at all? Were they not afraid that he would abscond with the money? Or did they really trust him that much? Song Yingji sensed for a while and waited for a while. After making sure that no one was watching him, his face was blank. Do I have such a reputation in MCMAU? Dozens of divine weapons were tossed to him casually. How much trust did they have in him? At this moment, Old Song could not tell what he was feeling. That kid, Fong Ping, was all talk. Look at how much trust he had in himself. He had scolded this kid countless times. Now that he thought about it, Song Yingji felt embarrassed. He was already 50 years old, yet he was still fussing over these things with a kid. With a strong sense of satisfaction, Song Yingji decided not to let everyone down. He brought the dozens of divine weapons and sent them to the warehouse. Everyone trusted him and felt that he was trustworthy. Would Song Yingji really do something like embezzlement? That would be too much of a waste. In reality, Fong Ping, who had already gone back to sleep, did not have any thoughts. It was fine if Old Song did not go to the warehouse. It did not matter if he brought them along. It was just an errand. Old Song thought too much. Putting aside the fact that MCMEU had a lot of grandmasters who would dare to steal Zhang Tao's things. Qin Fengqing was a guy who valued money more than his life. Once he knew that it was Zhang Tao's things, he immediately treated the divine weapons as trash. Chapter 598. It really wasn't because I got first place. Recently, my condition hasn't been too good. I keep getting stuck, and I'd stop writing halfway. I still want to explain a little more so that everyone can understand. After getting first place, it's even easier to earn money. There's no reason to cut down on updates at this time. I should take this opportunity to explode. How could I not earn money when there's money to be earned? However, I really don't have the strength to do so. It's like this again today. I get dizzy halfway through writing. That's all for today. I'll find time to pay back what I owe. Thank you everyone for your understanding. Global High Martial Arts sad, despair, everyone, hit gently currently in the middle of typing, please wait a moment. After the content has been updated, please refresh the page to receive the latest update. Chapter 599. The next day, July 19th, Fong Ping had just gotten off the phone with his family when big news came from the outside world. Yao Qingjun has broken through to Grandmaster. A 22-year-old master, He broke the historical record. It's a pity that Grandmaster Yao is graduating this year. Otherwise, he'd be the first Grandmaster in the history of martial arts universities. The news spread like wildfire. Although the Grandmaster leaderboard hadn't been updated yet, the news came from the top military academy. The Grandmasters of the top military academy were shocked when they heard that Yao Qingjun had returned. Before this, everyone was still shocked that Yu Fangping had returned to MCMEU with a golden body. But in the blink of an eye, the top military academy found out that their academy's Yao Qingjun had actually become a Grandmaster. This news was shocking. Yao Qingjun had only been a rank 5 before, at least when he participated in the youth tournament. Only a little more than a month had passed, and he had become a rank 7 from rank 5. This was simply a fantasy. 22 years old, he had broken Li Zhun's record as a Grandmaster. Li Zhun became a Grandmaster at the age of 25, making him the youngest Grandmaster in the current record. Now, Yao Qingjun's breakthrough had reduced this age by 3 years. While the outside world was busy with the news, MCMEU had also started to spread the news. For a moment, many people started comparing Yao Qingjun and Fangping. When old man Li saw Fangping again, he teased, "What are your thoughts?" Fangping did not think much of it. He smiled and said, "What feelings can I have? In a few days, this record will be broken. A 20-year-old Grandmaster. I've shortened it by another 2 years. I'm still the first Grandmaster in school. Let old Yao be happy for a few days." Old man Li could not help but laugh. That was true. If Fangping did not say that he was a rank 6 now, no one would be able to tell that he was a rank 6 martial artist. This also meant that Fangping was only 1 step away from rank 7. Thinking of this, old man Li thought for a while and said, "When your life gate is closed, you'll undergo a transformation and achieve rank 7 directly. Do you have any hope of achieving middle stage rank 7? I don't know. Let's wait and see." Fangping did not know what level he would achieve after achieving rank 7. Before rank 7, mentality was the key. His mentality was now above 1,500 Hz, and he could still increase it by force. Perhaps he could become even stronger. After breaking through to rank 7, the life gate would close, and there would be a feedback. By then, his mentality should be able to reach 2,000 Hz and above. This also meant that his mental strength would reach the middle stage of level 7, and his physical body would barely reach level 8. With such strength, it was not easy to use realms to classify. While they were chatting, the other Grandmasters arrived as well. This time, Wu Quishan arrived as well. As soon as he arrived, the 3 courts began to conduct a joint hearing. Last night, no one asked about the Martial King battlefield. Now that they heard that Yao Qingjun had broken through to rank 7, everyone was very surprised. They also wanted to know what had happened in the Martial King battlefield. Half an hour later, Fangping recounted what had happened. After listening to Fangping's words, Wu Quishan was slightly surprised. The unification of 10,000 Daos is not a dead end? Fangping nodded. Then, a golden corpse appeared out of thin air in front of him. This senior is the remains of a human senior that I found in the King battlefield. Principal, look, even though this senior has been dead for more than 1,000 years, his vitality is still soaring. Isn't it very similar to Teacher Li? Old man Li rolled his eyes. I'm more like you. I'm not dead yet. After all, he was a human senior. The few of them bowed slightly to show respect. Then, Wu Quishan went forward to investigate, muttering, "Indeed, his physique is very strong, and his vitality is very abundant. Speaking of which, it is indeed somewhat similar to longevity, but it's not the unification of 10,000 Daos. This senior has cultivated mentality. According to what you said, he did not specialize in vitality, but vitality and vitality fusion. However, his mentality shouldn't be too strong. I can only say that he mainly cultivated vitality and secondarily cultivated mentality. This was the second human corpse that Fangping found. The other party mainly cultivated vitality. Even though he had been dead for many years, his vitality did not dissipate. Fangping did not say much. Another corpse appeared in front of him. This was the first human martial artist that he found, the one who might be called Liu Yang. Wu Quishan frowned slightly at the sight of the two dazzling golden remains. Ancient martial artists were indeed very powerful. These two were both rank 9 powerhouses. When they were alive, he might not be able to match them. After checking again, Wu Quishan said, "It's not the unification of 10,000 Daos either. The strength of his physique is average. I feel like it's slightly weaker than mine. Strictly speaking, it's only comparable to the strength of my golden body when I was peak rank 8. However, this senior had probably entered rank 9 before he passed away. As soon as he said that, the few of them looked at each other. Old Man Li said, "This means that the other party's physique cultivation is not as strong as ours. But he still stepped into rank 9. It should be caused by mentality. Ancient martial artists have mentality cultivation methods. This should really exist. Because of the slow improvement of mentality for modern martial artists, the advancement of their realms was limited. At this time, they would mainly cultivate their golden body at rank 8. The golden body strength of modern rank 8 powerhouses was very strong. According to Liu Yang's golden body strength, his physique strength was comparable to the physique strength of some peak rank 8 powerhouses now. Through this, the few of them had also confirmed that ancient martial artists should have mentality cultivation methods. Since there was this, then there might be a cultivation method for the unification of 10,000 Daos. Although they knew, the few of them were not too excited. Even Old Man Li did not seem to be excited. Where was the ancient martial arts cultivation method? The bounded domain? Li Jun and the others could not get it. If they did, they would have told everyone long ago. Now that there was no news, these peerless powerhouses would not know that ancient martial artists had mentality cultivation methods. If Fong Ping could bring back 2 ancient martial artists' remains, they could too. Li Jun had even been to the bounded domain. If that was the case, then it meant that he did not get the cultivation method. Old Man Li was not surprised. He said with a smile, "It shouldn't be that easy. Ancient martial artists are different from us. Back then, the inheritance of cultivation methods should still be extremely secretive and important. Modern cultivation methods are spread everywhere because the modern environment is different. Back then, everyone treasured it. Even their own family members might not pass it on. When they perished, it was possible that the cultivation method was destroyed directly. Don't be too concerned about this." As he said that, Old Man Li looked at the remains with surging vitality. After thinking for a while, he said, "This vitality force is not mixed with any life aura. Is this the sourceless vitality that you were talking about? Such a strong vitality force does have a significant auxiliary cultivation effect. Not only can it seal the Sanjiao Gate, rank 4 and 5 martial artists can borrow this vitality force to hone their internal organs. The effect should be good too. It should be good for martial artists of the 3 lower ranks to help hone their bones too. It's a waste for martial artists of the 3 lower ranks to use rank 9 vitality to hone their bones." The few of them spoke one after another. Very soon, Wu Quishan looked at Fong Ping and said, "This is the remains of human seniors after all. Now that Sino Nation martial artists need to enhance their strength, vitality force can be borrowed. As for the 2 seniors' remains, let's enshrine them in the school archives." Fong Ping nodded and said, "I have no objections. As for the seniors' vitality force, I don't think we should let rank 5 and 6 martial artists use it. Those martial artists won't improve much after using it. I think it's better to let all the peak rank 3 martial artists in the school gather and then use this force to achieve rank 4. A rank 9 powerhouse's vitality is incomparably powerful. Although there isn't much left now, it's enough for hundreds of peak rank 3 martial artists to build the Celestial Bridge quickly." This was also Fong Ping's initial plan. He did not need this. As for the other rank 6 martial artists, this vitality force might only be enough for them to seal 1 Sanjiao Gate. Instead of letting a rank 6 advance a little, it was better to let the rank 3 martial artists in the school break through as much as possible. Especially among the instructors, there were still many rank 3 martial artists. Fong Ping felt that there should not be any rank 3 martial artists among MCMU's instructors, be it social sciences or martial sciences instructors. After hearing what Fong Ping said, Wu Quishan's face revealed a gratified expression. Then he said in a low voice, "Lifeless vitality. Do you think we can convert it ourselves? If it was possible, then with their great strength and incomparably strong vitality, it would be enough to help everyone cultivate quickly." Fong Ping heard that and shook his head. He was afraid there was no chance. If it was really possible, the paragons would have done it long ago. When vitality entered his body, it would carry the life origin force. It was the same for him, including the vitality force produced by the system. When he helped others cultivate, he did not rely on the lifeless vitality force. Instead, he used conversion to make himself and others of the same origin. These two were different concepts. Knowing that there was probably no chance, Wu Quishan did not continue this topic. Beside him, Lu Fengru took a look at Fong Ping and said in a low voice, "It was too risky this time." Although the rewards were not small, if the minister and the others did not go at that time, I'm afraid you wouldn't have passed so easily. Also, you are not allowed to go to the bounded zone anymore. Even the Paragon powerhouses went there in extreme danger. They could not get the cultivation method, but you can get it if you go. Li Changsheng is not dead yet. It's not too late to talk about this when he's almost dead. When Fong Ping talked about the cultivation method, including the token, everyone guessed that he might have some plans. However, going to the bounded zone was too dangerous. The last time Fong Ping and the others went, they did not even enter the inner area and almost got into big trouble. This time, they wanted to go to the inner area to get the cultivation method. The ancient people's cultivation method was not passed down casually. It was probably more dangerous than the king's battleground. Old Manly chuckled and said, "Kid, you don't have to take the risk. When the day comes, I'll go there myself. Maybe I'll have some opportunities. This old man is comparable to a rank 9, after all. Do I need you to worry about this on my behalf? As long as you have the heart. All right, where's the storage jade pendant? Let me see." Fong Ping took out the jade pendant. The few of them examined it. Wu Quishan nodded and said, "It's a good thing, but it feels a little rough. It shouldn't be considered a high-quality item. But it can be stored. It's already beyond expectations." As for Fong Ping, he probably had one more. No one asked about this. Even a fool would know that such a small place could not hold 2 skeletons. Fong Ping had never mentioned this before, so they did not ask either. In fact, everyone had guessed that Fong Ping had storage equipment. Wu Quishan did not talk about this. He glanced at Fong Ping a few times and said in a low voice, "There's no need to take the risk again and again. This time, if the minister and warlord did not go to pick them up, what would you do? According to what you said, the king's battleground can't stay for long. You haven't found the weakness of the boundary wall in other directions. How are you going to get out? Even if you get out, are you going to wander in the restricted zone alone? There are so many peerless powerhouses in the restricted zone. There are countless high ranks. Are you sure you can survive forever? You have to think before you act. It's better to be alive than dead." Fong Ping nodded and said, "It won't happen next time." Everyone sighed softly. This was the same thing every time. He still did what he was supposed to do. Whose advice did this kid listen to? Don't go to the king's battleground if you can. You have to be careful when you go to the Outland. In the past, there was no movement from Monster Life Clan. However, you said that Ji Yao is Monster Life Clan's princess. If that's the case, it's not impossible for your wanted poster to appear in Monster Life Clan's city in the Outland. Some of your information will also be leaked. Don't sneak into Royal City easily in the future. Otherwise, the other party may set up a trap to kill you." Wu Quishan still said a few more words. "Don't think that you'll be safe once you get out of the restricted zone. There were many Monster Life Clan cities in the Outland. A little carelessness and you'll be surrounded and killed." Even if Fong Ping had reached rank 7 and forged a golden body, it did not mean that he was invincible in the Outland. Rank 8 martial artists would not find it difficult to kill Fong Ping, let alone a rank 9. As for Fong Ping saying that he still had many divine weapons, Wu Quishan did not say anything. Today, every MCMU Grandmaster had a divine weapon. Rank 6 martial artists using divine weapons were actually just SOSO. The materials were better, but the increase in combat strength was limited. At this time, he also did not recommend Fong Ping to give everyone divine weapons. If something happened and it was taken away, it would not be a good thing. Without asking anything else, Wu Quishan said, "Since you're about to break through, then go in a closed-door cultivation to break through. Don't delay it." Skygate City. Skygate City is still in the process of migration. Old Huang and I will enter the catacombs these 2 days and keep them occupied. As for killing them or something else, Wu Quishan was slightly hesitant. After thinking for a while, he said, "I'll report to the military department and wait for their reply. Also, if we really start a big battle, I'm afraid the casualties will not be small. This matter still needs to be approved by MCMAU instructors and students. It can't be decided on a whim." Fong Ping nodded and said, "At least we have to be prepared for this. Vice-Chancellor, start summoning all the instructors and students to return. Take advantage of this time to improve some strength. Weapons, pills, and other rations must also be in place. Recently, facilities such as the Energy Room and Vitality Pool have been opened up for everyone to use. Even if we don't carry out a big battle, it's also a good thing for everyone to improve their strength." All right. Wu Quishan did not say anything else. Many of MCMU's instructors and students were in various catacombs now. Some were even in closed-door cultivation. This time, summoning all the instructors and students to return, he also had to make some announcements. After talking with Wu Quishan and the others for a while, Fong Ping went to the Martial Arts Society again. There were very few people in the Martial Arts Society now. Chen Yunqi was not in the Martial Arts Society. Recently, she had been going in and out of the catacombs frequently. Fong Ping asked about it. In the days that he was away, Chen Yunqi came back once and broke through to peak rank 4. Within 2 days of coming back, she left the university again. Not only Chen Yunqi, but most of the others did the same. There were very few middle-rank students in the university now. Fong Ping did not say anything more. On the night of the 19th, Fong Ping began closed-door cultivation. While Fong Ping was in closed-door cultivation, on the 19th, MCMEU issued a recall order to all instructors and students. At the end of July, all the instructors and students returned to MCMEU. As soon as the recall order was issued, MCMEU instructors and students from all over the country returned one after another. For a while, the outside world was speculating whether MCMEU was up to something big. Just as MCMEU's recall order was issued, Education Department. Zhang Tao rubbed his forehead. Peak was also troublesome. MCMU's strength had skyrocketed in the past 2 years. This was a good thing, but it was also a troublesome thing. MCMAU was actually preparing to intercept Skygate City's migration and annihilate Skygate City. According to Wu Quishan's report, this time, MCMAU was the main force, but he hoped that the government could help them block other troubles. This so-called other troubles naturally were troubles in other cities and Peak. This was not a small matter. King Huai said to give up the territory. Could it be that he wants to choose Magic City's catacombs? Zhang Tao was a little hesitant. Soon, Zhang Tao's figure moved. In the next moment, he appeared in a small courtyard. In the courtyard, Li Jun was drinking tea. He was not surprised by Zhang Tao's arrival. He said lightly, "About MCMAU? Yes. MCMU's strength has increased greatly. At this time, it's still in a period of rapid development. In another 2 years, it can play a greater role, I know, but Skygate City wants to migrate." "Skygate City wants to leave," Zhang Tao said, then said, "MCMU and Skygate City have been fighting for 60 years. Now that Skygate City wants to leave, they won't agree." Li Jun was silent for a moment, then said, "Unless it's agreed in advance, there are too many variables in this city-destroying war. We also can't transfer so much strength to help MCMU complete this purge. Magic City's 13 cities in the catacombs. If there's no agreement and a city-destroying war breaks out, the 13 cities will come out in full force." After saying that, Li Jun said slowly, "We should bear with it. In my opinion, we should use the territory promised by King Huai on the Forbidden Passage. The Wuan army has been stationed here for many years. It's more suitable to complete the purge in this territory. Zhang Tao said slowly, "Is there a compromise? How about we ask the subduing heavenly king to step in?" Li Jun looked at him and said calmly, "If that's the case, Sky Gate City will know everything in advance and will make preparations in advance. If it really comes to that, it'll be a life and death battle between the two sides. Even if MCMU wins, it'll be a heavy loss. Is it worth it?" Sky Gate City's retreat actually means that they've lost the idea of continuing the fierce battle. At this time, my opinion is still to have one less enemy, if possible. Actually, it's not suitable to start a war like this now. Li Jun was in the pro-war faction, but in his opinion, even if MCMEU destroyed Sky Gate City, it would have no impact on the overall situation, and they would still suffer heavy losses. At that time, the losses outweighed the gains, and it might not be a good thing. "I know that," Zhang Tao nodded and said, "but MCMEU is eager to fight. If we really let Sky Gate City go, it might not be a good thing for MCMEU to accumulate so many years of hatred in the hearts of Wu Quishan and the others." Li Jun sighed and said slowly, "Zhang Tao, it's not suitable to start a war now. The battle in Tianan has just ended." "Yes, I know what you mean." Zhang Tao was silent for a moment, then said, "I'll use my ultimate origin technique in exchange for a wisp of Heavenly King's origin energy, and use this wisp of origin energy to bet with King Huai again." "Huh?" "Bet on the outcome between MCMEU and Sky Gate City." Zhang Tao said calmly, "Neither side will intervene, neither side will help. Let them decide the outcome, and at the same time, bet on that giant mine in Sky Gate City." "You." Li Jun's expression changed. After a while, he said in a low voice, "Why bother? Zhang Tao, elder ancestor, didn't Heavenly King want to take the third path? My, Zhang Tao's origin energy is not weak. Will Heavenly King attack me again? If he really attacks me, I might not be a match. Elder ancestor won't do that. Then it's fine. As long as Heavenly King agrees, I'll use my ultimate origin technique in exchange for this wisp of origin energy. King Huai has always wanted this, but he can't resist the temptation." Zhang Tao said, then smiled. "This is also a baptism for MCMAU. Maybe after this, MCMU will have the hope of giving birth to a new peak." "You mean Wu Quishan, Li Changsheng, and Fang Ping all have hope?" Zhang Tao laughed. "Wu Quishan has hatred, enmity, and resentment. If he doesn't kill Sky Gate City's lord, his future will be difficult. Although Li Changsheng walked the path of unification, it's not impossible to break the taboo. As for Fang Ping, although his ability is still weak, there's still hope. This battle must be fought. This is a baptism for the whole of MCMEU. Even if we lose," Zhang Tao paused, then said, "under the heavy casualties, those who survive should also be stimulated and baptized. MCMAU is not strong, still very weak. With countless casualties, will the remaining people still be as impetuous as they are now? The current MCMAU is becoming more impetuous, and this is not a good thing. In the whole of Sino Nation, martial arts were not the top combat strength before. However, the current MCMAU had changed the situation. A school with 2 rank 9s. A school like this, with this kind of combat strength, could be considered the top combat strength in the whole of Sino Nation. However, the current MCMU had been immersed in its current strength, and Zhang Tao felt that this was not a good thing. This time, in the war with the enemy, regardless of the outcome, a new MCMU would be forged. Aren't you afraid of repeating the mistakes of CCMAU? Back then, a war like this had also broken out in CCMAU. Since then, it had not recovered, and now it had lost its position as the top elite school. War did not necessarily make people grow. Let's try. Time is limited. Either we perish or we explode. Suppressing it all the time may not be a good thing." Li Jun did not say anything else and nodded. Since Zhang Tao was willing to exchange his origin ultimate technique for the progenitor's origin chi, the progenitor would not refuse. It was not really a loss, but the origin chi given by the progenitor might not contain information about the origin path. Speaking of which, it was still Zhang Tao's loss. In the end, if MCMU lost and lost the origin chi to King Huai, not only would Zhang Tao lose MCMU's combat strength, but he would also lose his origin ultimate technique. That would be a huge loss. However, once a desperate realm powerhouse had a plan, others could not change it. Li Jun did not persuade him, and Zhang Tao did not mention this matter either. Suddenly he laughed and said, "That kid Fong Ping is preparing to break through to rank 7. He's holding a banquet and invited you. Are you going?" Li Jun laughed and shook his head. "I'm not going. Zhang Tao, don't be too lax. Something might happen." That might not be true. Zhang Tao had already left, disappearing without a trace. As soon as he left, Li Jun murmured, "So optimistic? These kids and the ones before are a little different." At this moment, Li Jun also had some ideas. Did Zhang Tao discover something? However, these resurrected martial artists were all martial arts university people, and also Zhang Tao's people. Now that Zhang Tao was paying attention, he could not ask anymore. Chapter 600. Mao. The teachers and students returned one after another. Downstairs of the school archives, Fu Chanding looked at Fong Ping, who was standing on the rooftop with his hands behind his back, looking up at the sky. After a while, he asked, "How many days has he been standing there?" Tang Wen hurriedly said, "It's been 3 days." On the other side, Zhao Lei said tiredly, "He went into seclusion on the 19th and appeared on the rooftop on the 25th. It said that he's comprehending heaven and earth. It's been 3 days, and he still hasn't finished comprehending." Tang Wen thought for a moment and helped to explain, "The Grandmaster realm requires one to comprehend the Tao. My dad said that the headmaster was comprehending some Tao before." As soon as these words came out, Zhao Lei began to doubt himself. Am I gauging the heart of a gentleman with my own mean measure? But this guy was really a show-off. Also, although there was wind on the rooftop, that guy was almost at level 7. Could the wind make his clothes flutter like a fairy? As they were chatting, Qin Fengqing passed by. He passed by once, but no one greeted him. He passed by for the second time, but no one greeted him. At this moment, Qin Fengqing's expression was ugly. Am I that insignificant? Lifting his head to look at Fong Ping, Qin Fengqing gritted his teeth. This bastard has always been in the limelight. This time it's my turn. After thinking for a moment, Qin Fengqing suddenly soared into the sky. In the next moment, 3 illusory doors appeared in the sky. Below, someone said hurriedly, "Breakthrough to rank 6? Who is that?" "Senior brother Qin. It's time to call him Teacher Qin." "Oh, that's true. Is Teacher Qin going to break through to level 6? But why did Mr. Qin go to the president's place to make a breakthrough? I wonder if it would be easier to break through by staying by the president's side? It can't be. It's hard to say. I heard that Grandmaster Yao's breakthrough had a lot to do with the president. If that's the case, the next time we're about to make a breakthrough, we should go to the president's side as well." These people discussed animatedly. In the air, Qin Fengqing was arrogant. "You've noticed me now, haven't you?" Beside him, Fong Ping glanced at Qin Fengqing from the corner of his eyes, ignoring him. "Idiot! Stealing the limelight? You came to steal it from me? You idiot! I've been standing here for 3 days. It's about time." For the past 3 days, he had been constantly using his power to seal the gate of life. Now he was only 1 step away. However, it seemed that old Qin was not having it easy either. If he were to break through now, it would be easy to interrupt his advancement. "Forget it. I'll let you break through first." Fong Ping felt that his conscience was too good. After old Qin had broken through, he would level up quickly. This way, he would not disturb Qin Fengqing anymore. Of course, at that time, no one would care about Qin Fengqing anymore. It had nothing to do with him. Ignoring Qin Fengqing's extremely slow advancement process, Fong Ping glanced at his own data. Wealth 127, 5 million points vitality, 11,550 calories, 11,550 calories, spirit 1,800 Hertz, 1,800 Hertz, power of destruction. Bones honed, 177 bones, 100%, 29 bones, 90%, storage space, 100 cubic meters plus, energy barrier, 1 point/minute plus, aura simulation, 10 per minute plus. He had forcibly increased his mentality and blood chi, and they had reached their current limits. His wealth had decreased a little, but it was not much. Until now, Fong Ping's wealth had not increased. The jade pendant, the pills in it, and the ancient weapon had not increased his wealth. Fong Ping did not know what was going on. He could only guess that the system could not give a specific value estimate for now. This was normal. Some of the value estimates given by the system before were actually transaction records. Whether it was life essence or monster carcasses, these things had a rough value range. However, these things had never been in transaction records. At least, Fong Ping did not know that they existed. The system did not give an estimate. He did not know if it was because of this. If the life gate is closed, I don't know if my mentality can break through 2,000 Hertz. And if the life gate is closed, will I enter rank 7 directly? Or is there another process in between? Fong Ping did not know how his breakthrough was going to be. Would he stay at rank 6 or enter rank 7? Currently, he had no answer to this. Yao Qingjuan's breakthrough could not be compared to his own. Their situations were different. Beside him, Qin Fengqing was still pulling shit, struggling to materialize his Sanjiao gate. Fong Ping glanced at it, slightly speechless. So slow. With such a slow speed, you still want to show off? Especially when you're showing off beside me. It's only because you're pitiful. Otherwise, if I unleash my aura now, I'll send you flying. Qin Fengqing did not care about this. His vitality was soaring. His aura was full. For a moment, the people below were amazed. Teacher Qin was very powerful. Moreover, he had already entered rank 6 at such a young age. It was indeed worthy of admiration. It was rare for Qin Fengqing to enjoy such an opportunity. Under everyone's gaze, he was even happier. No wonder Fong Ping had to do this every time he broke through. It was indeed satisfying. His mood was 1,000 times better. Fong Ping has made a wedding dress for me this time. Satisfying. Let this guy be smug. Qin Fengqing expended a tremendous amount of effort and finally materialized the blood chi gate. At this moment, he had officially stepped into rank 6. However, when he materialized the second mentality gate, his speed slowed down. Most martial artists could only materialize one gate when they had just broken through. If they wanted to materialize the Sanjiao gate, it would still take some time. Old Wang and the others were special cases. They were all materialized in one go. At this moment, Qin Fengqing had materialized one gate. The second gate was also materializing with difficulty. It was obvious that his vitality was strong enough. After another 10 minutes or so, the second gate gradually became clear. Qin Fengqing's vitality was also depleted. He was so tired that he was sweating profusely. The consumption was huge. At this moment, Fong Ping, who had been standing at the side without moving, suddenly said, "I'll give you a hand." As soon as his words fell, a golden light flashed. In the next moment, Qin Fengqing roared. The aura on his body skyrocketed. The third gate materialized almost in the blink of an eye. Qin Fengqing was overjoyed. Initially, with his ability, materializing 2 gates was already the limit. He did not expect that the moment Fong Ping made his move, his third gate materialized instantly. Just as Qin Fengqing was in the midst of his excitement, Fong Ping waved his hand and swept him away. "Don't block everyone's view. I'll help you." That was because this guy really wasted too much time. Fong Ping was almost falling asleep watching him. Qin Fengqing did not even have time to say a word before he was swept away. At this moment, Fong Ping roared. In the void, 3 gigantic gates materialized instantly. They were 1,000 times clearer than the 3 gates that Qin Fengqing had just now. 2 of the doors had been completely sealed, and there was only a small gap left in the third door. "Seal!" Rumble, the void thundered. The gigantic gates began to close. Fong Ping's vitality soared to the sky. His entire body shone with golden light. Rumble! A loud noise was heard. Almost in the blink of an eye, the life gate was sealed. At the moment when it was sealed, Fong Ping's eyes shone with golden light. He suddenly roared. At this moment, everyone could clearly feel that the vitality on Fong Ping's body had reached an extreme level. The plants underground began to grow wildly. A few MCMU grandmasters rushed over immediately. Before this, Fong Ping had been standing there. They could not be bothered to look at him. Now, however, their expressions changed drastically. Such a rich vitality. Is this kid still human? Based on his situation, I believe that he can live for thousands of years. At this moment, Fong Ping was like a blazing sun. What exploded from his body was not strength, but vitality. This life force spread out, causing everyone to feel lazy and extremely comfortable. Old Man Li also took a deep breath. He felt that the speed of his vitality draining had slowed down. Wu Quishan had also arrived at this moment. He said in surprise, "Why is his vitality so rich? Is it related to the large amount of life essence he consumed?" No, we seem to have overlooked something earlier. At this moment, Wu Quishan said in shock, Is that the imperishable substance on him? It seems so. Previously, they really could not tell. Fong Ping did not mention it. They only thought that Fong Ping had forged an incomplete golden body. As for the imperishable substance, without a complete golden body, it could not be born. When Old Man Li came out of Nanjiang's catacombs, he actually did not have the ability to produce imperishable substance. Now, however, Fong Ping's body seemed to be emitting imperishable substance. Just as everyone was talking about this, Fong Ping suddenly shouted, "Instructors and students who are injured, gather here." As soon as he said that, Wu Quishan seemed to realize something. He shouted, "All injured instructors and students, gather here." Beside him, Lu Fengru said in a low voice, His imperishable substance is limited. His vitality is also limited. I know, but this kid seems different." When Fong Ping shouted that, Wu Quishan realized that this kid seemed to be preparing to overflow his imperishable substance and vitality the moment he broke through to help the instructors and students heal. Logically, even at rank 8, the imperishable substance was also limited. Not to mention helping others, it was not even enough for his own cultivation. As powerful as Absolute Peak, he also used imperishable substance and would not use it indiscriminately. Last time when Zhang Tao helped the Tianan people heal, he only healed their injuries simply. Now, Fong Ping, a martial artist who was not even rank 8, actually wanted all the injured instructors and students to gather here. Although he did not know how much vitality and imperishable substance Fong Ping had released, Wu Quishan was not careless at this time. Fong Ping probably would not do anything rash. If he could help the instructors and students heal their old injuries, then it would be worth it. Although Fong Ping had left some life essence behind, it was limited and could only be distributed to some powerhouses according to his discretion. Some of the weaker ones' residual injuries were not so lucky to receive life essence to heal. Following Fong Ping and Wu Quishan's shouts, some instructors and students rushed over. These people gathered under the school archives. Once they arrived, many of them sat cross-legged, looking comfortable. Life energy. Vice-Chancellor, let old MCMU come too. This, Wu Quishan frowned slightly. There were many injured elderly people in MCMAU. Many of them were severely injured. Fong Ping did not want to overdraft himself because of this. I know what I'm doing. My life gate is still giving me energy. Vice-Chancellor, hurry up. Wu Quishan gritted his teeth and did not say anything else. He did not call for more people. Instead, he used flight stance to go to the old section to fetch people. After a while, Wu Quishan flew over with a group of elderly people who were missing arms and legs. When these people arrived, before they could even speak, their bodies suddenly shone with a golden light. At this moment, Fong Ping's body exploded with an extremely brilliant golden glow. It was as if a second sun had risen in Magic City. Fong Ping laughed loudly. The Life Gate's energy is so powerful. The human body is indeed the most mysterious treasure. Although that was what he said, Fong Ping's heart ached so much that it was about to bleed. How could there be so much vitality feedback? The moment the life gate was closed, he did feel a rich vitality feedback to his body. However, just before they arrived, the feedback had already ended. At this moment, he was using his wealth points to help these people heal their injuries. One wisp of imperishable substance was 1,000 points. It was expensive. However, at this moment, countless fine threads of imperishable substance were constantly surging toward those who were injured. Below, Bairuashi was also there. Actually, she did not join the injured people, but watched from the periphery. However, in the next moment, Bairuashi's expression suddenly changed. Her broken left arm was a little numb. The flesh and bones seemed to be growing. Bairuashi raised her head and looked at Fong Ping. Her left arm had been broken for a while. Although Fong Ping had brought back a lot of life essence, the school had always given priority to martial artists who were seriously injured. Her broken left arm did not affect her combat strength too much. Before reaching rank 8, Bairuashi did not plan to restore her broken left arm. However, at this time, Fong Ping actually wanted to help her restore her broken arm. It was not only her. In the crowd, some martial artists who were injured also felt this at this moment. How much imperishable substance did this kid produce? Wu Quishan was stunned. Rank 8 martial artists could regrow their broken limbs. It was hard enough for them to recover themselves. How could they spare the energy to help others, unless they were really close to each other? However, at this time, Fong Ping was actually helping everyone to regrow their broken limbs. At this moment, some of the elderly were extremely excited and anxious. An elderly shouted, "Fong Ping, enough! Don't waste the imperishable substance. Help us regrow our broken limbs. Improve your golden body. Don't waste it. It's enough for us to recover our internal injuries." The group of elderly shouted hurriedly. Everyone knew how much it would cost to regrow a broken limb. Fong Ping seemed to have obtained a lot of imperishable substance from the life gate, but at this time, improving the strength of the golden body was the most important. When their internal injuries recovered, their combat strength would be restored. As for losing an arm or a leg, although it would affect them compared to regrowing a broken limb, it was not worth it. It's okay. All the instructors have fought for MCMEU all their lives. Now that there is this opportunity, Fong Ping, will not be stingy with just the imperishable substance. As soon as he finished speaking, more golden threads burst out from Fong Ping's body. Bairuashi's left arm was growing at a speed that was almost visible to the naked eye. It was the same for some of the elderly. At this moment, their broken limbs were regrowing. God bless MCMU. MCMU's fortune. At this moment, many of the elderly were excited and indescribably touched. The imperishable substance was the foundation for powerhouses above rank 8 to enhance their physical strength. Even mentality could be enhanced with the imperishable substance. This thing was even more precious than life essence. One was an external object, while the other was the fundamental object that martial artists cultivated. The effects produced were somewhat similar, but the imperishable substance was more precious. Haha, the old man has recovered. After a while, someone laughed out loud. It was an old man in the old section. His hair and beard were all white, but at this moment his vitality was soaring. In a moment, his white hair turned black, and his aura flourished. Peak rank 6. Some students were shocked. MCMU still had a peak rank 6 powerhouse? Actually, many students did not know about this. It was not just that they did not know. In fact, in the old section of MCMU, only a few students could go there, such as Fong Ping. The others could not go at all. That was the retirement place for the elderly. MCMU also did not want the students to disturb these elderly. This old man was the first to fully recover. His combat strength was restored to the level of back then, instantly reaching peak rank 6. In the crowd, Luo Yichuan suddenly burst into tears, shouting, "Instructor!" That was his instructor. 15 years ago, he almost died in a big battle. These years he had long been crippled. No rank 8 powerhouse would consume a large amount of their own imperishable substance to help a rank 6 recover. It was not that they did not want to save him, but they could not save him. There was a limit to the imperishable substance. Saving him might restore a rank 6 combat strength, but the rank 8 powerhouse would suffer a huge loss. It was not impossible to cut off the path to rank 9. Because of this, even Wu Quishan would not do such a thing. However, at this moment, the old man recovered. This was the first one. Very soon, the old men erupted with powerful vitality force one after another. Vitality shaking the sky. I've recovered. I can still fight. I finally don't have to wait for death to be a useless thing anymore. Li Changsheng, you won't be arrogant for long. An old man provoked old man. Old man Li also lived in the old section. He liked to provoke these people when he had nothing to do. In the past, everyone was disabled. Old man Li was not much better. However, later on, this guy recovered and broke through, not to mention how arrogant he was. Now, some martial artists of the same generation as him were provoking him one after another. I've recovered too. Old man Li pursed his lips, too lazy to care. What rank am I? What rank are you guys? Can't you see how big the difference in strength is? In the past, I was worried that I could kill you with one slap. Now, if you dare to provoke me again, I'll beat you all up. Ignoring these guys, Old man Li glanced at Fong Ping, who was still erupting with imperishable substance. He could not help but look at Wu Quishan and asked, how much has this kid erupted? At least equivalent to 4 or 5 rank 8 martial artists imperishable substance. Wu Quishan's expression changed. This was equivalent to asking 4 or 5 rank 8s to exhaust everything to save someone. This was impossible. If each person used a little, under the condition that they did not hurt themselves, at least 30 rank 8s would have to be invited to help. The price to be paid was definitely higher than the rank 8s Fong Ping invited last time. Last time, those rank 8s only targeted Fong Ping alone. The consumption was actually not much. This time, however, there were many people. Not to mention, they had to regrow broken limbs. The last time, he had spent more than 10 billion on the person he had hired. This time, he was afraid that he would have to spend more than 100 billion. Most importantly, money was useless at this time. They had to take out hundreds of billions of resources to hire people. Not to mention whether Wu Quishan would agree. Even if he did so, these old people would not agree. Severed limbs regrow. At this moment, many old people were jumping and jumping. They were as excited as children. Many people had not experienced such a feeling for many years. There were a few who had broken their legs and were still limping as they walked. They had yet to get used to their new legs. However, the excitement on their faces was obvious to anyone. Bai Ruashi touched her left arm with her right hand. She was laughing and crying at the same time. She did not expect her left arm to grow out so quickly. The students and instructors stared at Fong Ping in shock. Then he looked at Fong Ping fervently. Fong Ping's breakthrough this time had completely subverted everyone's imagination. As for Qin Fengqing, who would remember who Qin Fengqing was? At this time, even if there were other rank 7s breaking through at the side, they would not care. This was what it meant when a man attained the Tao. Even his pets would ascend to heaven. Fong Ping's breakthrough alone had benefited everyone in MCMAU. It was unbelievable. In the air, Fong Ping hid his pained expression. The golden glow had slowed down significantly. It was almost there. The consumption was too high. One strand was 1,000 points. He had probably released tens of thousands of strands just now. Tens of millions. Tens of millions of wealth points now were equivalent to hundreds of billions from before. However, seeing the old people and the teachers and students who had recovered from their injuries celebrating, Fong Ping felt a little comforted. Although he had spent tens of millions of wealth points, it was not considered a loss. Nowadays, the stronger MCMAU was, the better. These people were injured for MCMAU and for mankind. Since he had a lot of wealth points, it was not a big deal to spend some. The key was to look at these people's hearts. Fong Ping felt that if he were to raise his arm and rally to overthrow Wu Quishan's rule, there would probably be people who would support him. Old Wu, oh, Old Wu, you're done for? Fong Ping glanced at Wu Quishan. Old Wu was still excited. Look at how much my prestige has grown. He did not think about this anymore. At this time, Fong Ping retracted his imperishable substance and let out another roar. In the sky, the heaven and earth's pie appeared instantly. 3 gates descended in a triangular shape. There was no toll booth. On the big pie, the 3 gates formed a triangle. Following that, a small city appeared. The big pie suddenly became bigger, covering the sky and the earth in an instant. The illusory small city sat between the 3 gates. The 3 gates seemed to have become the city gates of the small city. Everyone was mesmerized by this scene. Fong Ping's breakthrough was completely different from other rank 7s. At this moment, the small city seemed to have become more realistic. The 3 gates opened. Waves of energy surged into the small city, making the small city more and more realistic. In the city, there seemed to be other illusory figures appearing. Sounds of laughter and chatting could be heard faintly. Lu Fengru, Tang Feng, and Huang Jing were shocked. This kid, could it be that the strength and realism of this materialization had directly surpassed early stage rank 7? This mentality was definitely more than 1,000 hertz. Lu Fengru looked at Wu Quishan. Wu Quishan paused for a while and said slowly, "It has exceeded 2,000 hertz." The 3 rank 7 grandmasters were happy and sad at the same time. There was nothing sadder than this in life. Not long ago, the 3 of them thought that Fong Ping would not surpass them so quickly. But now, even Huang Jing, who was also a middle stage rank 7, was inexplicably sad at this time. I probably can't beat him. No, I definitely can't beat him. Although they were of the same rank, Fong Ping had a golden body. Just as he thought of this, Fong Ping himself also leaped up. His entire body shone with golden light, standing proudly at the top of the small city, like an emperor. At this moment, in MCMEU, Li Hansong, who had just rushed over from CCMEU, saw this scene and murmured, "The emperor is on an inspection tour." Fong Ping was like an emperor, inspecting his own country. The small city below was right under his feet. In the city, some illusory figure seemed to be worshipping at this moment. Behind his head, a brilliant blood-red sun hung. Pressure rose, mentality-vitality fusion, celestiality intertwined. At this moment, Fong Ping was so dazzling that it made people tremble. The next moment, the entire MCMU erupted in extremely enthusiastic cheers. Congratulations to the Grandmaster. Congratulations to the President. Congratulations to MCMAU. Congratulations to Sino Nation. MCMAU had produced another Grandmaster. This year, MCMAU had produced Grandmasters one after another. Li Changsheng, Lu Fengru, Tang Feng, and Wu Quishan had broken through rank 9. However, there had never been a moment as exciting as this. A 20-year-old Grandmaster. The first was a Grandmaster who was still a student. Fong Ping's arrival had changed too many things. He had also let people see too many things, see hope, see the future. MCMEU had a replacement of the old and the new, and there was a successor. Congratulations to General Frenzied Blade for breaking through. At this moment, some Grandmasters from Magic City had also rushed over, their laughter shaking the sky. First Military School's Yao Qingjun had not broken through in front of them. Yao Qingjun was also very low-key, and his reputation was not as big as Fong Ping's. Fong Ping, however, had broken through under their noses. Not to mention, this was the god of wealth. Of course, they had to congratulate him. Chapter 601. Thank you, seniors, for your appreciation. In the air, Fong Ping said politely. Then, a thought came to his mind. If the 2 presidents of the Martial Arts Association did not change their titles after the updated ranking, he would offer a divine weapon as a reward for people to beat them up. After a few polite words, Fong Ping landed on the ground. Wu Quishan and the others walked over. Lu Fengru glanced at Fong Ping and sighed. Middle stage rank 7 already? Yes. Lu Fengri nodded. All right, I'll give up. After struggling for so long, I've still been surpassed. Forget it, I'll give up. On the side, Huang Jing looked at Fong Ping resentfully and asked, Release your mentality and see. Fong Ping released his mentality. Huang Jing sensed for a while. After a while, he suddenly cried and laughed. I'm 2,600 hertz. Yes, my mentality is stronger than yours. You haven't surpassed me yet. Lu Fengru and Tang Feng looked at him with disdain. Give up. A few hundred hertz away. Could he really struggle for a few days? If he did not give up now, he would have to next time. It would happen sooner or later. Why was his desire to live so strong? Huang Jing did not care about them. Why did they care about whether he gave up or not? When he was rank 7, this kid had not even enrolled yet. Now he's surpassed just like that. Do you think I'm like you? What do you two latecomers know? Wu Quishan watched them tear each other apart. He was too lazy to say anything. It was none of his business anyway. No matter how crazy Fong Ping was, could he reach rank 9 immediately? After exchanging some polite words with the foreign grandmasters, Wu Quishan suddenly said, On the 8th of August next month, let's gather. It's not just for this kid, but for something else. On the side, Fong Ping nodded obediently. Of course, he was a junior. How could he let the older grandmasters hold a grandmaster banquet for him? If word got out, how embarrassing would it be? After nodding, Fong Ping added, It's mainly the auction of dozens of divine weapons. The foreign grandmasters were stunned. What did you say? Fong Ping saw that they were stunned and was satisfied. Did I scare you? Who told you to shout, General Frenzied Blade, just now? Of course, on the surface, Xiaochen still had to put on an indifferent expression. He smiled and said, It's just a few dozen divine weapons and some other precious treasures. It's mainly a barter model. While the grandmasters were still in a daze, Fong Ping said, All right, seniors, I'll be inviting Minister Zhang over on that day. Minister Zhang should be coming. The old men and women were stunned again. What a grand display. Even the apex experts were invited. Fong Ping continued with a smile. Seniors, if you have any juniors at home, feel free to bring them over. I've also prepared some small gifts that day to join in the fun. There were divine weapons, energy stones, energy fruits, and so on. The seniors don't care about these. They're mainly prepared for others. The grandmasters were speechless. Don't be like that. Since we're interested in him, why would he want a junior? Just give him to us. God of fortune, tycoon, filthy rich. This kid was holding a grandmaster banquet. This raised the bar to, when other people broke through in the future, would they still be able to hold a grandmaster banquet? The grandmasters were already dizzy from the bombardment. Fong Ping said again, When I broke through this time, the life gates feedback, my body was revived, and now I've produced a large amount of imperishable substance in my body. It's a little too much, so on the 8th, I might put up a small wager. Maybe I can even help someone forge a semi-golden body. Of course, I think it's more meaningful to regrow a broken limb. If there's anyone in your family who's seriously injured, you can also bring them over. Fong Ping did not think there was anything wrong with what he said. It was normal for a martial artist family to have a few injured members. How could anyone not be injured? When he said that, the grandmasters were speechless. Too much sediment in your body? Aren't you afraid of being struck by lightning? You actually said that too much imperishable substance had been deposited. How heart-wrenching. After the heart-wrenching, the few of them were excited again. As expected, they were right to come. Soon, a grandmaster pretended to be calm and said with a smile, That's a gathering. This year, MCMEU has had many happy events. Vice-Chancellor Wu broke through rank 9 again. Dean Li became the first rank 8. General Fong entered rank 7. We need to bask in the happiness of this event. Don't worry, we'll definitely be there on that day. We'll definitely be there. The few grandmasters said that with determination. Don't worry. Unless there was a catacombs war, they would definitely come. This big fish was definitely going to be taken advantage of. The few grandmasters came quickly and left even faster. Before they left, they looked at Fong Ping with a gaze that said they really wanted to swallow him up. There were even 2 grandmasters who mentioned in a roundabout way, My granddaughter will be entering MCMAU this year. Please take care of her, General Fong. The Vice-Chancellor was here. He was a rank 9, so they did not mention this. The other Grandmasters were here too. They did not say anything, but they insisted that Fong Ping take care of her. Their intention was obviously to sell their granddaughter. Until they left, Wu Quishan glanced at Fong Ping and said with a faint smile, "There's so much imperishable substance that it's accumulated. Fong Ping, give us some too?" Fong Ping grinned. "Vice-Chancellor, I was just saying it casually." Wu Quishan was speechless. He did not bother to say anything more. He stared at him for a while and said after a long time, "Your breakthrough this time." After a pause, Wu Quishan stopped talking. He did not know what to say. Lu Fingers stared at Fong Ping's neck for a while and sighed. There was no more pinching in the future. He was already a rank 7. His rank was higher than hers. How could she pinch him? Old man Li did not care. He touched Fong Ping's neck. "I'm still stronger than him now. I'll pinch him a few times when I'm free. Otherwise, there won't be any more chances in the future." The few Grandmasters' feelings were extremely complicated. They were happy, excited, and sad. Seeing Fong Ping acting like an obedient child, they did not want to say anything. They did not want to say anything, but the instructors and students around them did. A group of old people was elated. At this moment, they surrounded him, praising him nonstop. Their praises were so mushy. Wu Quishan felt a little uncomfortable. A bunch of old guys. I'm still here? He has a successor. He will lead MCMAU to a better place. MCMAU's fortune. What did they mean? Old Wu looked helpless. Beside him, Qin Fengqing, who had just rushed back, was really sad. Since when did rank 6 martial artists become so worthless? Among them, he was the oldest. He was 23 years old this year. However, was a 23-year-old rank 6 so worthless? I broke through first. Why doesn't anyone compliment me? It's fine if they don't compliment me, but it's like they don't see me. When he saw Song Yingji beside him, Qin Fengqing felt like he had found a confidant. Just as he was about to go up to him, he heard Song Yingji say with a smile, "MCMU is lucky to have someone like you." Qin Fengqing was stunned for a moment. His face was full of disdain. "Shameless. Even you have started to lick him? Have you forgotten that guy asked you to clean the toilet?" Looking around, he saw that everyone was looking at Fong Ping with admiration and respect. Qin Fengqing felt tired. Shameless. Ashamed to be associated with him. This kind of MCMAU did not have the strength of character that he remembered. In the next moment, Qin Fengqing ran forward happily, beaming. "Congratulations to President Fong for entering the Grandmaster realm. I'll have to call you Grandmaster Fong from now on. A 20-year-old Grandmaster is unprecedented. We need to prepare well for the Grandmaster banquet. We must make it grand and show off MCMU's power." Fong Ping glanced at him. "Where's your strength of character?" "No, you don't have any strength of character to begin with. The key is, can you not smile so wretchedly?" However, it felt good to be flattered a little. Fong Ping did not have the time to entertain him. Only then did he have the time to check his new stats. After looking at it, his face was full of joy. Wealth, 115. 5 million points vitality. 8,550 calories. 16,200 calories. Mentality. 1,900 hertz. 2,082 hertz. Destructive power. Bones honed. 177 bones, 100%. 29 bones, 90%. Storage space, 100 cubic meters plus. Energy shield, 1 point/minute plus. Aura simulation, 10 points/minute plus. His wealth had shrunk a lot. However, his strength had improved a lot after this breakthrough. His mentality and vitality had improved a lot. The closure of the life gate, the completion of mentality-vitality fusion, and the breakthrough of the realm had all greatly improved him. Compared to rank 6, this time his vitality had increased by almost 5,000 calories, and his mentality had also increased by almost 300 hertz. This had allowed his realm to directly enter middle stage rank 7. A middle stage rank 7 with a golden body. Fong Ping was still extremely satisfied with such a huge improvement. July 28th, Fong Ping had successfully broken through the realm. When the news came out, it was really sensational this time. A few days ago, everyone was talking about Yao Qingjun. Yao Qingjun had just broken the record. In just a few days, the record had been broken again. That was not the main point. More importantly, that poor Yao Qingjun could not even afford to have a meal. He did not plan to hold a grandmaster banquet at all. Look at Fong Ping. Look at how he did it. On the 29th, MCMU sent out a hero invitation. Just the invitation alone made people feel what it meant to be rich and imposing. There was no other reason. The invitation was made of energy crystals. It was magnificent. Although this thing was worthless to powerhouses when its energy was depleted, that was only relative. Energy crystals were actually good stuff. A lot of people needed them. They could be used to make some boxes, bottles, used to store some good stuff, to prevent energy from overflowing. Building facilities like the energy room also required a lot of energy crystals. If you did not have energy stones, where would you get energy crystals? Only a force like MCMAU, rich and imposing, had consumed countless energy stones in the past 2 years. That was why they had so many energy crystals directly used to make invitations. This was not considered much. More importantly, the powerhouses who received the invitation, some of the weaker ones did not feel anything, but the powerhouses were almost stunned. The big golden words on it were imprinted with the imperishable substance. Even if the imperishable substance was not much, it was the imperishable substance that could only be produced by rank 8. At this moment, the price of the invitation in the market was instantly inflated to a sky-high price. Using money to buy was not a big deal. Some powerhouses directly took out a large number of energy stones to exchange. However, this thing could not be exchanged. MCMAU could not go without an invitation. It was said that this time, MCMAU had prepared countless good things. Divine weapons were sold in bulk. Who would be stupid enough to sell an invitation? They could not afford to lose face. As for the imperishable substance on the invitation, after the banquet, this thing must be taken away and absorbed. At this time, no one talked about Yao Qingjun anymore. This pauper was too stingy, not to mention the people in the outside world. Even Zhang Tao was shocked by Fong Ping's generosity. When he received the invitation, Zhang Tao was still in a meeting. When he saw the invitation, Zhang Tao blurted out, "Ask MCMAU to send another 55, exactly the same, whether high-rank martial artists go or not. Can they save on invitations? Does this kid know how to behave? Whether we go or not is our business. Whether he invites us or not is his business. Do you want us to bring an invitation to attend?" When Zhang Tao said this, some of the people in the meeting were stunned. "Minister, you are the best. For this little bit of imperishable substance, was it worth it? All right, if they really gathered all 55, it would not be a small number. Moreover, it would be a waste not to take this thing." In the next moment, the grandmasters in the meeting room nodded. "Yes, whether we go or not, we must have the right attitude. Send the invitation letter over first." Moreover, who said they were not going? Even if they did not go, their families had to go. They heard that the kid Fong Ping earned a lot this time, and was now spreading his wealth wantonly. Fong Ping's Grandmaster Banquet on the 8th of August had spread like wildfire. Moreover, this time, it was spread among the Grandmaster's circle. As for Fong Ping, he was paying the price for his arrogance. The military department sent a letter asking MCMAU to provide 100 identical invitations. The military department said that they had 100 high-rank powerhouses who were preparing to attend. The education department called and asked Fong Ping to provide 55. The Department of Investigation Services sent a letter. The 4 houses of guardians sent a letter. "We have many people, so you have to send an invitation to each of us." As for where the imperishable substance came from, they were too lazy to ask. "Fong Ping, you have already sent 4 to 500 invitations. You don't care about this, do you?" As for whether it was Fong Ping's or Wu Quishan's, it did not matter. Fong Ping had forged a golden body. Perhaps he could produce imperishable substance. This was not surprising. This kid could not be treated as a rank 7 either. Considering the fact that this guy's mentality and vitality had unlimited recovery, Perhaps he had produced quite a lot of imperishable substance. It was said that when he broke through, a large group of people were reborn with broken limbs. Obviously, this guy had a lot of it. McMao. Martial Arts Society. The outside world was in an uproar. Fong Ping had long since stopped caring. Right now, Fong Ping did not care about that little bit of imperishable substance. As for Zhang Tao, that petty guy who wanted him to send more than 10 invitations, Fong Ping waved his hand and sent 100 invitations to Zhang Tao. He was a paragon. He had to give him face. Moreover, Zhang Tao was a poor paragon. Although Fong Ping felt that he could not beat him, he could throw money at him. Old Zhang would not beat him up. Showing off to a paragon was still very exciting. It was so exciting that when Fong Ping sent the invitations, he laughed a few times. He had no time to care about those trivial matters. In the Martial Arts Society, Fong Ping looked around and smiled. Is everyone here? Beside him, Chen Yunqi nodded quickly. She had rushed back after Fong Ping's breakthrough. MCMU's summoning order said that it would be before the end of the month. Today was only 3 days after Fong Ping's breakthrough, which was the 31st. It was a pity that she missed Fong Ping's breakthrough. She felt that it was a pity. Fong Ping did not mind. Chen Yunqi did not come back early because she had reached peak rank 4. That old man Chen Yaoding helped her break through and fuse the celestial bridge. In order to break through to rank 5, she delayed the time. Compared to the breakthrough, Fong Ping felt that it was meaningless to watch his own breakthrough. Chen Yunqi had broken through to rank 5. She was the only rank 5 martial artist in Fong Ping's cohort. Since everyone is here, let's talk business. Halfway through his sentence, he suddenly looked at Qin Fengqing in the crowd and said, Qin Fengqing, you've come to the wrong place. This is a martial arts society discussion. Qin Fengqing was speechless. He said helplessly, you guys talk. I have something to talk to you about. Listen in. He had already graduated. Naturally, he was no longer a member of the martial arts society. Fong Ping, this guy, was too serious. He really wanted to chase him away. As for why he was looking for Fong Ping did not even bother to ask. This guy was 100% looking for him to dual cultivate with him. Fong Ping decided to ignore him for such a shameful thing. Fong Ping did not care about him. He continued, actually everyone knows about this. This time, I've broken through. Then, I will definitely step down as the president of the Martial Arts Society. Right now, I don't have the time to manage the Martial Arts Society. However, the Martial Arts Society is the largest group of students. It represents the will of the students. I can't just disband like this. Brother Liang, Senior Chun, Zhang Xuezhang, they've all graduated. They've also stepped down as vice presidents. Now, the entire Martial Arts Society only has one vice president, CLA. As Fong Ping said this, he glanced at CLA. CLA did not utter a word. He had already accepted his fate. Why was he looking at him? In this year, he almost did not appear in school. He had gone to the catacombs 7 or 8 times. CLA, if I step down, CLA said immediately, I'm going to be a senior soon. I don't have that much energy to manage the Martial Arts Society. I can't be the president. He rejected it without hesitation. Back then, when Fong Ping was fighting for the president's position, he wanted it too. Now, however, CLA was really not interested. Today, he had also reached middle stage rank 5. However, he was still a distance away from upper stage. Now he was busy cultivating. Where would he have the time to be the president? What was the use? Strength was the foundation. Look at Fong Ping. He was a grandmaster now. This fellow had stepped down as the vice-chancellor because he heard that the school had made new arrangements for him during the grandmaster banquet. Without strength, there was no point in being the president. This fellow rejected it without hesitation. Fong Ping was speechless. I haven't even finished talking. All right, looks like this fellow is not interested anymore. Fong Ping looked around again. MCMU was full of talents now. In the new seniors, other than CLA, there was another rank 5 martial artist who had broken through not long ago. Although Fong Ping was not familiar with him, he knew him. As soon as he looked at him, the other shook his head immediately and said, I'm also a senior. It's not good to change presidents frequently. A year isn't enough time to familiarize myself with the situation. Now, Fong Ping could only look at his own classmates. Zhao Lei, Fu Chaoning, Yang Xiaoman, Tang Songting, Zhao Xuemei. These people were all ranked for martial artists now. Also, there were some sophomores in the field. Tang Wen and the others had also broken through to rank 3 within a year. Although they were only at the initial stage, it was still extremely fast. Zhao Lei, I can't. Zhao Lei shook his head like a rattle drum. He was still upper stage rank for now. He had not even reached peak. Seeing Fong Ping looking at him, Zhao Lei hurriedly explained, I'm only upper stage rank 4. MCMAU is the top elite school. CCMU's Han Su has broken through to peak rank 4. Our school can't be worse than CCMAU, right? I think it's better to let Yunxi take the position. Yunxi is a rank 5. She can beat him. As soon as he said this, Chen Yunxi said hurriedly, I can't. You can do it. Zhao Lei's face was determined. The position of the Martial Arts Society president was a hot potato now. It was not suitable for anyone to take the position. Only Chen Yunxi was the most suitable. If she did well, it was nothing. If she did poorly, it was nothing. If others did not do well, Fong Ping would find fault with them. Who could reason with them? However, if Chen Yunxi did not do well, Fong Ping could beat her up. No one had any objections. As soon as Zhao Lei said this, the others nodded and said, Yunxi is very suitable. Previously, she was the office director. Actually, Yunxi was the one who handled the martial arts society matters. And her ability has reached rank 5. She can beat CCMEU. She's only a junior this year. She can still hold the position for another 2 years. Everyone praised her. Chen Yunxi looked confused. I can't do it. Why do they all want to push me to be the Martial Arts Society president? However, the seniors were not willing. Among the juniors, her ability was the strongest. Chen Yunxi had not come back to her senses. In the crowd, Qin Fengqin curled his lips and said, a husband and wife pairing. It's not bad. Whatever. Hurry up and decide. I still have business to attend to after it's done. Before he finished speaking, he was already sprawled on the ground. Fong Ping remained calm. I'm already a grandmaster. Old Qin still doesn't know his limits. Back then, others bullied me. Now it's my turn to bully others. After Fong Ping was done, he did not care too much. He said, Chen Yunxi it is then. Also, CLA, Lu Shihong, Liang Huabao, Zhao Shumei, Zhao Lei, and Fu Changding will be the 6 vice presidents. Yang Xiaoman will be the office director. Fong Ping. Chen Yunxi was a little timid. She felt that she could not do it. Believe in yourself. It's just the president of the Martial Arts Society. It's simple. The school doesn't lack resources. We don't have to worry about resources. Actually, it's just about managing the school's discipline. When the 3rd championship starts, if no one challenges us, then so be it. If someone does, then we'll lead the team to compete. All right, it's settled. Fong Ping made his decision without giving Chen Yunxi a chance to refute. After he finished, Fong Ping coughed softly and said, This is the first thing. The second thing is the banquet on the 8th. Everyone, please pay attention. Don't embarrass MCMAU. This isn't about me alone. It concerns MCMAU's honor. The peerless powerhouses will be coming. We must arrange it well. Come up with a procedure and get it done as soon as possible. Also, don't leave in a hurry this time. After the Grandmaster banquet, there are still important things to discuss. This time, the school is preparing to go to war with Sky Gate City. When Minister Zhang arrives, we'll ask for suggestions and see how the government will respond. Once it's passed, we'll start preparing for the war. At this point, Fong Ping said with a serious expression, Everyone, don't let your guard down this time. We haven't decided if the low-ranked ones will participate in the war yet, but the middle-ranked ones must go. In a large-scale war, it's inevitable that there will be casualties. I hope everyone can return safely. Everyone's expression was slightly solemn. Was the war about to start? All right, that's all for now. As Fong Ping said that, he stood up and said, Meeting adjourned. After the announcement, seeing that Chen Yunxi wanted to follow him, Fong Ping waved his hand and said, I'll go do something first. You can discuss with everyone. Old Wang was here. Old Wang had something to say the last time. Fong Ping did not know what it was, so he went to ask. As for Qin Fengqing, who was still pressed on the ground, Fong Ping could not be bothered to care about him. It would also save the fellow from pestering him. Genius in a second. Remember this site's address. Mobile version. Chapter 602. In the hall on the first floor of the Martial Arts Society. The hall wasn't empty. There were many tables and chairs in the left corner. Someone was selling drinks here. At this moment, Tai Tu was sitting on one of the chairs, slurping something in his mouth. It didn't look like wine, but more like a beverage. Lao Wang didn't sit. Instead, he stood near the wall and stared at it. There were many portraits hanging on the walls of the hall. Among them, there were portraits of the past presidents of the Martial Arts Society, as well as photos of the current president, vice presidents, and leaders of various departments. Seeing this, Fong Ping walked over. Seeing Old Wang staring at one of the photos, he smiled and said, "This is Senior Tian when he was young. He's quite handsome, isn't he?" I heard that General Tian Mu was severely injured. Fong Ping nodded slightly and said, "Skygate City is about to evacuate." Brother Tian thought that this was an opportunity. He thought that the Skygate City Lord had already left, so he brought people to attack the migration team. In the end, they were ambushed. This happened when Fong Ping and the others went to the battlefield. Skygate City was migrating, not evacuating. Only the Skygate City Lord was going to leave. Tian Mu had ambushed a group of retreating Royal City Guards on the way, but he had been injured by the Lord of Skygate City. Elder Fan, who was guarding the Magic City catacombs, was entangled by the Skygate tree. Now that Skygate City had been evacuated, the Skygate tree was no longer standing still and would often be mobilized. Wang Jinyang watched for a while and said slowly, "You didn't help? There's no need for me. I heard that the day senior brother Tian was injured, Commander Li brought him back to the military headquarters. This time, I don't know if senior Tian can achieve rank 9. I heard that Commander Li might help him realize the origin." As soon as he said that, Wang Jinyang sighed and said, "MCMU's #1 elite school is now firmly established. Vice-Chancellor Wu is a rank 9. Guardian Wu is a rank 9. Once General Tian has also broken through to rank 9. 3 rank 9s in one school. It is indeed terrifying. They graduate and leave school. They don't spend much time in school. Of course, they still have a deep relationship with MCMAU. It's not a problem to ask them for help with some small matters, but if it's a big problem, then it won't be appropriate." MCMU was indeed very strong, and it was getting stronger and stronger. Among the 3 departments and 4 mansions, the boss of one of them was from MCMAU. Now, once Tian Mu broke through to rank 9, it was very likely that Tian Mu would become one of the top deputy commanders in the military department. Or he might even take command of the catacombs. Anyone who was in charge of a cave was a true top powerhouse. MCMU First School had produced 3 rank 9s, and one of them was Li Changsheng, who was comparable to a rank 9. It was unbelievable. Fong Ping did not dwell on this. Instead, he looked at Old Wang and smiled. "Why did you bring this up?" Wang Jinyang said bitterly, "I just feel that many things are more difficult than I imagined. Ever since the Vice-Chancellor left, I've only wanted NMU to flourish and not decline in our generation. But thinking about it was good, but doing it was really difficult. Fong Ping, sometimes I envy you. Of course, I've also been jealous. I feel that MCMAU's current situation is not your credit, but the foundation laid by generations of MCMAU instructors and students. As for you, you're just basking in the glory of your predecessors on this foundation. But when I became strong, so strong that I could even be called NMAU's #1, I finally understood that some things are not about strength." Fong Ping could not help but laugh. "What's wrong? Why are you suddenly feeling sad and sad? Did you suffer a blow?" "Yes, I suffered a blow." Wang Jinyang sighed softly, lamenting, "For the past year, you've been in charge of MCMAU, and you've made MCMAU stronger, bringing about too many changes. As for me, for the past 6 months, I've also been in charge of NMAU, but the changes in NMAU aren't as big as I imagined. Fong Ping laughed. What's so strange about that? First, NMAU's foundation is not as good as ours. This foundation includes many things. For example, the student's talent, the school's resources, social status. What kind of people does MCMAU recruit? What about you guys? Our instructors have a lot of middle ranks and many high ranks too. What about you guys? As for the school's resources, we've accumulated them for 60 years. How much do you have? Second, it's the difference in people. Who am I? I'm Fong Ping. I'm the youth leader of this generation. As for you, old Wang, who was still a little sad earlier, regained his composure in an instant. He glanced at him and said after a while, actually, compared to you, there's a huge gap. The biggest difference is that I'm not thick-skinned enough. Do you want to say something else? You're the Celestial Emperor, and I'm the general under your command? Fong Ping said vaguely, the past is like smoke. Ha ha. Old Wang laughed coldly. He stared at Fong Ping for a long time until Fong Ping's scalp tingled. Then, Old Wang said mildly, Lord Celestial Emperor, do you know who those ancestors who died in the Imperial battlefield were? Fong Ping coughed dryly. People from the bounded boundaries. What's the bounded boundaries? Old Wang looked at him, his expression amused. Ironhead's palace? Fong Ping raised his head and looked at the ceiling for a while, muttering, this ceiling doesn't look good. Humph. Old Wang's expression was unfriendly. Would forcefully changing the topic work? Ignoring him, Old Wang walked back to the drinks house beside him. Fong Ping followed him, but he felt guilty. What was the meaning of this? What did Old Wang know? I didn't say anything. What palace? It's not like I said it. How would I know if it's true or not? Ask Ironhead? Why ask me? On the seat. Ironhead was still drinking his drink. When he saw the two of them, he did not greet them and continued drinking. Fong Ping glanced at him. He was so silly that he was cute. He remembered the first time they met. He was such an arrogant person, such a leader. How could he be so silly? How old was he? Yet he was still competing with his drink. Fong Ping was still thinking when Wang Jinyang said, I didn't have time to tell you last time. After you separated from us, I entered a historical site. Yes, I found something. Continue. The ancestor who died in the ruins did indeed come from a domain, no, or perhaps the mountain gate of an ancient sect. Because according to the few words left behind by that ancestor, he was not with the others, and he mentioned the words other sects. The bounded boundaries were not left behind by the heavenly court, nor was it a general's residence. When he said this, Old Wang glanced at Ironhead. Ironhead continued drinking his drink, as if he did not hear him. Old Wang was tired. I said it was not a general's residence. Didn't you hear me? All right, this guy is silly. I'll just pretend he doesn't exist. Ignoring him, Old Wang continued. Some of the legends in Sino Nation are not unfounded. Many things are related to some historical facts left behind in the past. The bounded boundaries might be related to some of the modern sections. Some of the sects today that have existed for a longer time might have been passed down from these bounded boundaries. The destruction of the sects and the extinction of martial arts might be related to the battle of the Imperial battleground. As Old Wang said this, he said in a low voice, I suspect that the passageway between the catacombs and Earth was always open. Back then, martial artists traveled between the two worlds. In the end, the bounded boundaries suffered heavy casualties during the battle of the Imperial battleground. In the end, the remaining humans sealed the passageway. After that, because a large number of powerhouses were destroyed, all the powerhouses who had been traveling between the two worlds died. The catacombs could no longer be entered. This also led to the extinction of martial arts. Hence, the sects declined from their prosperous period and entered a period of extinction. Fong Ping nodded and smiled. Your guess is very reasonable. There is such a possibility. In other words, the bounded boundaries is actually the origin of the sections. The sects era might not only exist in the past 1,000 years, but can be traced back even further. The 1,000-year sex era that we think of is actually just the end of the sex era, a period of decline. Am I right? Yes. What else? I think the elders of Star Town might be related to the bounded boundaries. They might be the survivors from back then. Fong Ping smiled. How long has the bounded boundaries existed? What about the Imperial Battleground? It was at least before the Divine Continent calendar, which is 1,000 years ago. Do you think that these elders were really people from 1,000 years ago? All right, even if they were, what were they doing in the hundreds of years between? Recuperating? Sleeping? Even if the Imperial Battleground appeared 1,000 years ago and Startown appeared 300 years ago, could they have spent these 700 years in a deep sleep? Having said that, Fong Ping continued. Also, if that's the case, why did the Yang family's elder die in the bounded boundaries? Old Wang, I don't think what you've said is very useful. Everything is just your guess. Beside him, Ironhead stopped arguing with his drink and said casually, even if that's the case, it doesn't mean anything. If the bounded boundaries is the origin and foundation of the sex world, it can't prove that it's not our mansion. Powerhouses on a whim let their disciples go out and build a sect. That's nothing. The heavenly court rules 2 realms, the generals keep watch, and the disciples create a sect for fun. What's the big deal? Otherwise, how do you explain why I entered the bounded boundaries last time? Why can't you enter? Why can't the others enter? Old Wang, you've been so mysterious, but in the end, you're just saying this? Wang Jinyang was speechless. He really had nothing to say. What you said seemed very reasonable. Very reasonable. Fong Ping did not think much of it. Ironhead refuted him directly. Old Wang looked sorrowful and did not continue. He sighed and said, all right, let's not talk about this first. I'm telling you all this because since it's related to some of the modern sects, I think that the modern sects might have some secrets that we don't understand. Do some of the sects with ancient legacies have some clues left behind? The cultivation methods that Fong Ping wants might not need to go to the bounded boundaries. Does the sect have them? Even if they don't, we can go according to the records and excavate the ruins of some ancient sections. Maybe we'll find something. Also, Startown said that they found a group of resurrected martial artists. Previously, they said that some of them had returned to the sect. Does this mean that these people are the ones from the King Battlegrounds? Since they've returned to the sect, does that mean that their memories have been restored? What about the cultivation methods? Startown invited us once before. Should we take some time to go and have a look? At this point, Old Wang continued, also, I've discovered more than that. The King Battlegrounds. Maybe it shouldn't be called that. It's more suitable to be called the Cage Grounds. The ruins that I found, before the senior died, he left behind a few words, saying that the 2 kings might not really be dead. At this point, Old Wang's expression was solemn. The Chaos Origin Path might not be to prevent outsiders from entering. It's to suppress the 2 kings' origin paths and prevent them from resurrecting. Did you guess it, or did the senior say it? I guessed it. Fong Ping's expression was solemn. After a moment, he turned to a part-time martial artist in the beverage shop and said, give me a glass of ice water to calm my nerves. Old Wang looked annoyed. Fong Ping, on the other hand, was speechless. He said gloomily, you're being so mysterious. I thought you've discovered some great benefits waiting for me to unearth. In the end, you're either talking about ancient matters or guessing that the 2 kings are still alive. You're worrying about nothing. So what if the 2 kings are alive and dead? It doesn't have much to do with us, okay? At least now we don't have the right to care about these things, whether they're alive or dead. Beside him, Li Hansong chimed in, that's right. You're so free. Why didn't you say this earlier for such a small matter? Did you have to hold it in until now? Wang Jinyang's expression was blank. This was a small matter? The 2 kings might not be dead and still be in deep slumber in the King Battlegrounds. This was a small matter? This concerned the survival of humankind. In your eyes, what is a big matter? Before this, everyone was just guessing, just the guesses of the catacombs' powerhouses. Humans thought that the 2 kings were already dead. Now, there are martial artists who participated in the battle that year who determined that the 2 kings are still alive, just suppressed and imprisoned. In the end, you don't care at all? If this gets out, the Apex might panic. He did not say it before, because he was worried that it would cause some trouble. For example, if Zhang Tao knew, would he feel despair and choose not to resist the catacombs anymore? But these two fellows did not feel anything at all. Wang Jinyang was mentally exhausted. After a long time, he said, "It's not that there are no benefits. I obtained a token. These few days, I've been looking up information to see if I can enter the bounded boundaries." As soon as he said that, Fang Ping and Li Hansong became interested. Compared to the previous things, this was a serious matter. Okay. Old Wang, this fellow, could not distinguish between priority and priority. Wang Jinyang saw the interest, curiosity, and interrogation on both of their faces. He really wanted to beat them to death. Was what I said before really bullshit? When old Wang took out the token, Fang Ping checked it. It was similar to his own, only the words on the front and back were different. Zhang was engraved on one side, and Xian was engraved on the other. Fang Ping looked at it for a while. He had a vague judgment in his heart, but he did not mention it. He listened to old Wang's words. But so what if he listened? It was useless. In the king battlefield, even if the two kings were asleep, what could he do? Zhang Tao and the others could not do anything. It was fine if they ignored it, but if they entered on a large scale and caused the two kings to awaken, that would be the biggest trouble. If he had the time, he would improve his strength first. Moreover, Fang Ping would not go to the king battlefield for the time being. Fang Ping did not say anything about the token. The bounded boundaries that this thing corresponded to should be different. It was hard to guess which one was which. If he had the time, he would ask Zhang Tao. He should know something. Maybe he knew where some of the places were. Now that we have two tokens, our chances of entering the domain are slightly higher. If you have the time, go to the bounded boundaries to take a look and explore. It's better than letting your imagination run wild. Old Wang, don't think about those messy things. After being lectured by Fang Ping, Wang Jinyang was speechless. He did not say anything else. Fang Ping said again, "You've entered Mentality Vitality Unity. Does that mean that your life gate has been activated?" No. At this moment, Wang Jinyang had entered Mentality Vitality Unity. This meant that he had sealed his mentality gate these few days. The last time he came out from the king battlefield, he was not far behind. As for Iron Head, this guy was still a little behind, but he was close. Hearing old Wang say no, Iron Head was surprised. "It's not activated? I probably need mentality to materialize. It should be about time when I reach rank 7. Wang Jinyang did not say much. To him, rank 7 was very far away, but it was also very close. What he needed to do now was to make his mentality stronger. Mentality, on the other hand, relied on Mentality Vitality Unity to cultivate. The speed was not fast. It would take at least half a year to a year. However, if he exchanged it for some treasures, he might be able to increase his speed. Treasures like the Heavenly Golden Lotus. He had obtained many divine weapons this time. Previously, when old Yao donated it, Zhang Tao said that he would give him a golden body fruit. In that case, it would not be surprising if he donated some treasures that could increase mentality. After saying this, old Wang said, "Next, I'll collect some information about the sects, as well as other people's exploration of the bounded zones. Fang Ping, the information I've collected is limited. You'll have to put in some effort to find some." Aha! I'll mention it to the 3 ministries and 4 houses later. They should have some information. They won't give us everything, but giving us some shouldn't be a problem. After saying that, Fang Ping added, "Our goal is still to find the bounded zones that correspond to the tokens. As for other things, we won't consider it for now." Li Hansong nodded incessantly. He felt that old Wang was doing some useless things. He did not want to waste time researching history. There was no need for that. At this moment, Fang Ping suddenly said, "Oh right, I actually have some gains too. I forgot to tell you earlier." "What?" "The catacombs demons, some of them, might be our humans' mounts." As soon as he said that, both of them were dumbfounded. Fang Ping rubbed his chin and drank a mouthful of iced water. Only then did he say, "I found a few sentences from the second human senior. It's nothing much. I didn't understand it before, but after looking it up recently, I finally understood a little. The gist of it was that during the Great Battle, the enemy somehow confused some of the human powerhouses' mounts, causing them to flee. This senior said that if the future generation saw this, they could perhaps go to a certain place to look for so-and-so. There seemed to be some countermeasures there to get these mounts back. Both of them were dumbfounded for a moment. Tai Tu could not help but ask, are those mounts still alive? The demons have a long lifespan. It's hard to say. Fong Ping shrugged and said, who knows, they might still be alive. From what this senior said, these mounts are not weak. If they had not been thrown into confusion and ran away, the situation at the end might not have happened. In other words, all of them would have been wiped out. However, I think they might have died. The probability of them being alive is not too high. If they were really alive, they might have betrayed us completely. How many years has it been? However, if there really is some countermeasures, do you think we can deal with those demons in the catacombs if we find them? Although the two great houses of Monster Plan and Monster Life are strong, part of the reason is related to protecting the houses. The demons that protect the houses are quite difficult to deal with. Then the certain place that you mentioned, where is it? How would I know? Fong Ping said irresponsibly. That place has been there for so many years. The words are not clear and unclear. As for the rest, I'm just guessing. However, I really can't guess the name of this place. It's probably a certain boundary. I'll try my luck next time. Speaking of which, I heard that humans have mounts. Why haven't I seen it even once? Li Hansong immediately said, there really is, but it's useless. In the capital city catacombs, the Dragon King subdued a rank 7 monster. It's really useless. It eats a lot. The Dragon King killed it in a fit of anger a few days ago and forged a divine weapon. Fong Ping's face was blank. What he said made sense. A rank 9 subdued a rank 7 mount. It was just a form of transportation. It might even be difficult to use it as a form of transportation. If he counted on this thing to fight, it might run away as soon as the battle started. Instead of letting it run away, it might be more worthwhile to kill it and forge a divine weapon. No wonder he had not seen it until now. Could it be that they were all killed? During the Tiananmen Catacombs War, those grandmasters who had free time were all mobilized over. Some of them might have mounts, but without anyone to control them, it was easy to cause trouble. At that time, many people had divine weapons. Could it be that they had all killed their own mounts? Fong Ping did not think about it anymore. Who cared? It had nothing to do with him anyway. He was not very interested in monster mounts. Actually, he wanted to ask how to subdue a demon. If he could subdue a rank 9 monster plant and raise it in MCMAU, that would be exciting enough. When Zhang Tao came later, he could ask about it. After talking about this, Fong Ping did not delay any further. He still had things to do. In the end, when it was time to pay the bill, Old Wang, who was treating them, almost raised his saber and chopped Fong Ping to death. Nowadays, credits were common in martial arts universities. One credit was 10,000 bucks. The three of them drank a few drinks, and in the end, the other party charged him 30 credits. Old Wang thought he heard wrong and asked again. It was still the same price. Old Wang was so angry that his face turned green. MCMU might as well just rob it. Did the cost of drinking a few drinks even cost 10 bucks? If they charged him 300,000, they might as well rob it. That was not the way to spend money. Fong Ping, who was walking in front, pretended not to hear. This place was either not open for business, or it could survive for 3 years. The money they earned was used to subsidize the school. He did not earn a single cent. What was the point of Old Wang scolding him? Besides, there were many rich people in the martial arts society. They were bored and too lazy to travel. Was it not normal for them to come over for a cup of tea? Who could he blame for not looking at the price list? Chapter 603. Since Lao Wang was already here, he was not in a hurry to leave. The Grandmaster Banquet on the 8th was not only Fong Ping's Grandmaster Banquet, but also the Divine Weapon Auction. This time, he would also auction some. He also left 10 divine weapons with Fong Ping. He still had to give some to Zhang Tao. He would not give them all away like Yao Qingjun. Old Yao was able to do so because the top military academy was powerful and was under the jurisdiction of both the military and the education department. Old Wang was not as confident as he was. He still had to exchange some resources for NMAU. As for Li Hansong, Fong Ping also made the decision to auction a few for him. Fong Ping did not care whether Li Hansong gave the auction proceeds to CCMAU or himself. August was officially the second day after Wang Jinyang's arrival. On August 1st, the Martial Arts Association finally updated the ranking list. This time, there were some changes in the rankings. The Rank 6 ranking list had the biggest change. Li Hansong, 22 years old, MCMU instructor, graduated from Capital City Martial Arts University. Grade: Unity of Essence and Blood Battle Record. Killing, Essence and Blood Fusion Rank. Third title: Iron Fist Warrior. Wang Jinyang, 21 years old, president of NMU Martial Arts Society, governor of Nanjiangfu. Grade: Essence and Blood as 1. Rank: Fourth title: Bloody War God. Luo Yichuan, 55 years old, dean of MCMU's Combat Finger School. Grade: Essence and Blood as 1. Rank: Number 10 title: Luo Yichang. Zhang Jianhong, 62 years old, deputy dean of MCMU School of Weaponry. Grade: Essence and Blood as 1. Rank: 18th H. Su Gucheng, 71 years old, MCMU's previous deputy dean of the School of Weaponry, Luo Yichuan's teacher. Rarity: 6th peak rank, 32nd. Chen Zhenhua, 64 years old, dean of MCMU School of Social Sciences. Rarity: 6th peak ranking, 66th H. In the rank 6 ranking list, including Li Hansong, there were a total of 5 people in MCMAU. Su Gucheng was the peak rank 6 powerhouse who had recovered that day. The other party was a martial artist of the same generation as the old vice-chancellor. He was also a veteran of MCMAU. However, after a battle more than 10 years ago, he had nearly died. Now that he was already 70 years old, he was still full of vigor. As soon as he recovered from his injuries, he immediately entered the ranking list. Zhang Jianhong, on the other hand, was the level 6 expert who had been in charge of the Magic City catacombs previously. This time, she was also the new expert of the Mentality Blood Unification realm in Magic City after Luo Yichuan. In the list of 100 people, 5 people from MCMAU made it onto the list. 2 of them were in the top 10. It was shocking. Including Li Hansong, MCMU currently had 3 Mentality Vitality Unity powerhouses. These were actually the reserves for Grandmasters. The double-digit number of MCMU Grandmasters that Fong Ping mentioned before was just around the corner. The Rank 6 list changed, and so did the Rank 7 list. In the Rank 7 ranking list, there were 320 people in Sino Nation previously. Recently, there were actually Mentality Vitality Unity breakthroughs to become Grandmasters. However, at this moment, there were still 320 people. It was not that anyone had entered Rank 8, but after this update, the names of a few Grandmasters had disappeared from the list. In the Battle of Tianan, many Grandmasters had died in battle. Even Rank 9s had fallen. Previously, he was worried that the change would be too drastic and cause unforeseen events, so he didn't make any changes. This time, taking advantage of the fact that many people had broken through to Rank 7 and the ranking list was updated, these Grandmasters' names disappeared from the list without a trace. The Rank 7 list. MCMU's ranking was as follows: Lu Polu, 12th place in China Huangjing, 95th in China Tangfeng, 140 Tishlu Fengru, 170 that's for Fong Ping. Fong Ping, 20 years old, MCMU Martial Arts Society President, University Council Secretary General. Rarity, 7th Intermediate Stage Ranking, 171 ST Title, Mad General. Yes, General Kwang. The saber was gone. Since someone didn't like the nickname Frenzied Blade, the Martial Arts Association felt that it was necessary to give him a single name, so they decided to omit one word for him. Was Fong Ping arrogant? How arrogant! This guy had threatened the Martial Arts Association several times and was insufferably arrogant. He was so arrogant even when he was hosting a Grandmaster's banquet. His saber technique seemed to be just SOSO. Forget about the frenzied saber. The word frenzied was just right for him. One could not be called a king until he reached rank 8. As for whether or not Mad King sounded bad at the 8th rank, and whether or not it would be misunderstood as arrogant, that was none of their business. McMao. When Fong Ping saw the new ranking list, he was not angry at all. Instead, he looked indifferent. Qin Fengqing, who had been pestering him, was surprised and asked curiously, General Kwong, you like it a lot? I don't like it. Then why don't you call them and scold them? There's no need for that. Fong Ping's expression was indifferent. He smiled and said, isn't the 8th coming soon? A rank 8 president is hard to deal with. A rank 7 vice president. Be careful. Qin Fengqing understood and sighed. I'm too lazy to get angry. It's boring. Old Qin was miserable. Ever since he reached rank 4, he had never been on the ranking list. Every time the ranking list was updated, he was at the bottom. When he became stronger and the ranking list was about to be updated again, he would have broken through. If he had not broken through to rank 6 a few days ago, he might have been on the rank 5 ranking list this time and even ranked high. Now that he had just achieved rank 6, how could he be on the list? Qin Fengqing did not care about this now. It was okay if he did not make the list as a middle ranked. When he reached rank 7, no matter how weak he was, he would still be on the list. Who cared about the present? He did not care about his own business. He laughed and said, then you're ranked 171. What do you think? On the rank 7 ranking list, even if a middle stage rank 7 martial artist did not have a divine weapon or any other tricks, his ranking would still be around this level. Lu Fengru and Tang Feng were both early stage rank 7 and had rank 7 divine weapons. Their rankings were higher than Fong Ping's. As for Huang Jing, his combat strength was probably not as good as Fong Ping's. He even entered the top 100. Fong Ping's ranking was slightly lower. Fong Ping was not surprised by this. He pointed at the ranking list and said, look, who's above me? Qin Fengqing did not pay attention to it before. Now that he looked, he smiled and said, I got it. Lu Fengru was at 170. That was normal. It was not that students could not surpass their teachers. Luo Yichuan's ranking was higher than Su Guqing's. The key was that someone had informed them in advance. The Martial Arts Association felt that they could not afford to offend a rank 9 Snake King. Fong Ping, a young man, was fine. It was his teacher's request. They were just cooperating. Yao Qingjun is at 280. Not bad. He has just entered rank 7 and he has already surpassed many people. The Martial Arts Association has underestimated him. Fong Ping laughed. Old Yao's mentality is not weak. It's at least 1,500 hertz. That's not the point. That guy has an ancient divine weapon. It's very strong. That divine weapon specializes in mentality. With one shot, an early-stage rank 7 martial artist materialization was torn apart by him. However, Old Yao is very low-key. His combat strength is definitely not weaker than the average middle-stage rank 7. It's difficult for a middle-stage rank 7 to kill an early-stage rank 7. It's easy for him to kill one. Big Lion is most likely not his opponent. Of course, it's hard to say. Big Lion has killed countless people and has many tricks up his sleeves. He has also killed an early-stage rank 7 martial artist in the Tiananmen catacombs, but if Old Yao really wants to rank, he should be slightly higher than my teacher. This time, the ranking list was updated. Not only did Fong Ping and Yao Qingjun enter the ranking list, but they were also not at the bottom. It was still shocking to many people, especially Fong Ping. He was at 171. Among the 320 rank 7 grandmasters in Sino Nation, he was considered in the middle. Li Hansong and Wang Jinyang entered the rank 6 ranking list. Moreover, they were ranked at the top. Only then did many people know that both of them had achieved mentality-vitality fusion. After these two came out of the catacombs, they almost closed their mentality doors. This time, Fong Ping really did not help them. Ironhead also broke through its CCMAU. After talking briefly about the ranking list, Fong Ping directly ignored the words General Crazy. He would deal with them sooner or later. As for Iron Head's Iron Fist King Kong, Fong Ping felt that it suited Iron Head quite well. Why not just call him Iron Head? Fong Ping did not look at his own situation. Instead, he looked at the rank 8 and 9 ranking list for a while. Very soon, Fong Ping found a newcomer in the rank 9 ranking list. Boxing King Tian Mu, rank 936th. The rank 9 ranking list added another person, reaching the 36th place. In fact, Axe King had fallen, but rank 9 could not be moved lightly. He had not been removed. Tian Mu's breakthrough did not rise many ranks like Wu Quishan. Instead, he hung at the last place in rank 9. Even so, a rank 9 was still a rank 9. The addition of a rank 9 Grandmaster still caused countless heated discussions. Fong Ping did not plan to continue looking, but when he saw rank 9 7th Wu Chuan, seeing this, Fong Ping was still stunned for a moment. Wu Chuan dropped from 9th to 7th? In rank 9, those who ranked at the top would almost never move. The top 4 were 4 paragons. 5th was Nan Yunhue. 6th was Zhang Weiyu. Fong Ping did not expect Wu Chuan to actually rise 2 ranks, becoming 7th. Old Wu. Did he get a rank 9 divine weapons? If not, Fong Ping did not think that Wu Chuan's ranking would rise. Zhao Xingwu, who was previously ranked 8th and now 9th, Fong Ping had seen him before. He beat up the gigantic Willow City lord like he was beating his own son. When Wu Chuan beat him, it was a little difficult. At that time, Zhao Xingwu was definitely stronger than Wu Chuan. Unexpectedly, now Wu Chuan had surpassed him, Zhao Xingwu. Thinking of this, Fong Ping immediately checked the global ranking list. As expected, Wu Chuan's ranking had risen a lot. Previously, Wu Chuan was ranked 98th, Zhao Xingwu was 48th, and Zhang Weiyu was 18th. Now Wu Chuan had directly surpassed many people, ranking 22nd in the world. He definitely got a rank 9 divine weapon. Could it be the sword I brought back last time? Fong Ping felt that this possibility was very high. Old Wu has risen to prominence. In the past, Fong Ping had always felt that Wu Chuan had embarrassed the Guardian and the 3 departments and 4 prefectures. There was no other reason. Previously, among the 7 leaders of the 3 departments and 4 prefectures, the other 6 were in the top 6. They were all figures in the top 20 of the global ranking list. Only Wu Chuan was especially embarrassing. But now, Wu Chuan had risen. I didn't expect that. Could a divine weapon bring such a big change? If that's the case, old Wu should be thanking me. If it wasn't for me, he might not have had the chance to get a rank 9 divine weapon. No, he definitely wouldn't have had the chance. But did he exchange for this divine weapon, or was it a gift from the government? Fong Ping had some doubts. Wu Chuan, that poor bastard, had always been using a rank 7 divine weapon. Would he have the money to exchange for a rank 9 divine weapon? Without thinking too deeply, Fong Ping stood up to leave. As soon as he stood up, Qin Fengqing followed suit. Fong Ping's face was full of black lines. This bastard had been following him around these few days. Wherever he went, Qin Fengqing followed. How annoying! Qin Fengqing did not utter a word. Seeing that Fong Ping was looking at him, he smiled widely and said, "If there's anything you need help with, look for me. Other things aside, I definitely have no problem running errands for you." Have you heard of the saying, unaccountably solicitous? Yes. Qin Fengqing chuckled and said, "I don't deserve a reward if I didn't do anything for it. How can there be returns without effort? Don't worry, I prepared for it." Having said that, Qin Fengqing handed over a document. Fong Ping thought that this fellow had struck gold again and was exchanging money for it. In the end, when he opened it, Fong Ping's face darkened. "Selling myself for 300 years. When Fong Ping said this, his teeth were aching. This Qin Fengqing fellow was really something. He really dared to dream. Could he even live to 300 years old? He actually wanted to change the contract of selling himself from 100 years to 300 years. Qin Fengqing's face was full of smiles. "When I'm stronger, living for another 200 years won't be a problem. Fong Ping, if I don't die, you'll earn big. You can help me elevate to peak rank 6. When I enter rank 7, Then I'll be amazing. Think about it yourself. When I reach high ranks, how much will I earn working for you for a year? I'll work for you for free for 300 years. Fong Ping was speechless. No need. Even 100 years is too long for me. Qin Fengqing was helpless and a little sad. I have nothing to sell. Fong Ping saw him, scratching his ears and cheeks. He thought for a while and said, Rank 6? I can indeed help people elevate, but the price I have to pay is beyond your imagination. You're also a martial artist. You should understand what it means to quickly seal the Sanjiao Gate. You can't afford this price. There are so many rank SIXS in the world. MCMU has many of them. Why should I help you? Fong Ping waved his hand and interrupted Qin Fengqing's words. He said seriously, forget about getting close to me. To be honest, you haven't contributed much to MCMAU. Even if I want to help, I should help other instructors. Instructor by Ruashi, Instructor Song Yingji. These people have contributed more than you. Qin Fengqing, ask yourself, what about you? Of course, you were still a student before. I didn't expect you to do anything. But now you're an instructor in MCMAU. Tell me, have you fulfilled your duties as an instructor? Qin Fengqing felt a headache coming on. He thought for a while and said, then set a standard for me. If you don't say it, and you don't let me mentor students, then how would I know what I should do? I will make things difficult for you. If MCMU really wants to go to war with Sky Gate City this time, we'll implement the merit system. Harvest is harvest. I don't care about this. The merit system's merit is heads. Fong Ping said with a serious expression. The enemy's head, the martial artist's head, the military martial artist's head. A rank 4 is 100, a rank 5 1,000, a rank 6 is 10,000 merit. If you want me to elevate your rank, it's simple. Seal a gate. I don't ask for much. 50,000 merit points in exchange. Also, I won't give you an advance. You kill the enemies yourself. I'll help you according to how many you kill and how many merit points you get. If you kill 15 rank SIXS, then I'll help you seal the Sanjiao Gate. It'll only be 15 rank SIXS or 150 rank 5s. 15 rank is. Qin Fengqing's expression changed slightly. He had just entered rank 6. It was not easy to kill even one of those of the same rank. 15 meant 15 life and death battles. A slight mistake, and he would lose his life. As for 150 rank 5s, when the war started, where would there be so many rank 4s and 4s for him to kill? All right. The next moment, Qin Fengqing gritted his teeth and said, You said it. It's only 15 rank SAXS. Just wait and see. This time, I promise I'll kill enough. All right, what about killing rank 7s? Don't be crazy if you're courting death. Fong Ping shook his head and said, I'll give you 50,000 merit points for Mentality Vitality Fusion. It'll be enough for you to kill 3 Mentality Vitality Fusion. However, I think you shouldn't count on this. You're courting death too. You might be able to escape from a peak rank 6, but if you encounter a Mentality Vitality Fusion, you'll die for sure. You'd better focus on killing rank 5s or early stage rank SIXS. Middle stage ones will be difficult. At this point, Fong Ping smiled and said, the cultivation of martial arts still depends on yourself. You, Qin Fengqing, understand this better than I do. As for Wang Jinyang and the rest, to put it bluntly, they're worth investing in more than you. Do you understand what I mean? Yes. Qin Fengqing did not mind. He chuckled and said, You don't have to tell me so much. I didn't have a plan before. I was anxious too. Now that you've given me the standard, it'll be easier. Even if the war doesn't start, I'll go down to the catacombs and kill 15 of them. Does this count? Yes, that's good. As he said that, Qin Fengqing smiled suddenly and said, Then I'll go to the catacombs now and kill 5 first. Fong Ping frowned and said, It's best if you don't. The war will start any time. If you go in now and fall into the catacombs, the war won't wait for you. If you miss the war this time, are you sure you won't regret it? As soon as he said that, Qin Fengqing's expression changed slightly. He nodded and said, I understand. All right, I'll leave first. This fellow did not linger. Since Fong Ping had given him a reply, there was no point in pestering him. It was just 15 rank SIXS. He could just kill them. After Qin Fengqing left, Fong Ping started to get busy. Fong Ping went to inspect the university's pill and weapons production lines, urging them to work overtime. Large amounts of weapons and pills were sent into the storeroom. Normal students were still looking forward to the Grandmaster banquet. Some middle-ranked students and instructors, on the other hand, could already feel the tense atmosphere. The war was about to start. In the next few days, Magic City had more and more martial artists and powerhouses. Even if many people did not receive an invitation, they were willing to come and join in the fun. Even if they could not get in, it was not a big deal. It was good to watch the fun from the periphery. These few days, Grandmasters came to Magic City every day. When it was close to the 8th, many people did a rough count and found that there were more than 100 Grandmasters in Magic City. As for Sino Nation, there were 320 people in the rank 7 ranking, 95 people in the rank 8 ranking, and 36 people in the rank 9 ranking. There were a total of 451 people. In reality, some names on the ranking list could be removed. In the Tian'an War, other than Star City, Sino Nation had also lost 21 rank 7 and 8 Grandmasters and 1 rank 9. Now, only a few people were removed from the rank 7 ranking list. The rank 8s were almost untouched. There were slightly more than 430 people still alive on the ranking list. As for some hidden powerhouses from various tribes and some powerhouses from Star City who were not on the ranking list, there were actually quite a lot. Wuhan military had a regiment of 1,000 people, and each regiment had 1 Grandmaster. There were about 40 Grandmasters, but only about 10 of them were actually on the ranking list. The rest were not on the list. No matter what, normal martial artists actually only knew the Grandmasters on the ranking list. More than 400 powerhouses from Sino Nation who were on the ranking list, a quarter of them were here. It was not the last day yet. Many people saw the list circulating on the internet, and their eyes were glued to it. For a martial artist to reach Fong Ping's level, it had to be said that, in many people's eyes, he had reached the peak of his life. Fong Ping was not surprised by such an outcome. Many people did not come for him, but for the upcoming divine weapon auction. More than half of these Grandmasters did not have a divine weapon. Now that there was such a rare opportunity, it would be good to take a look. Under Chen Yunqi's leadership, the Martial Arts Society was still preparing for the Grandmaster banquet. As for Fong Ping, after he was done with the pre-war preparations, he slacked off for a few days. Until the 7th of August, Fong Ping held a school meeting without letting the instructors attend. 7th of August. Field 1. Thousands of students gathered. The students below the stage looked at Fong Ping, who was on the stage. Fong Ping did not talk as he usually did. When everyone was present, Fong Ping pointed to the side where armors and leather armors were piled. Students who are upper stage rank 3 and above. Each of you can get a set of battle armor. You can get a battle armor of the same rank as you. For tomorrow's banquet, everyone will wear armor to welcome the guests. These battle armors are the accumulation of MCMAU over the years. They're all we have. These years, we've killed many monsters, but we can't bring back many. In order to forge a set of battle armor that fits everyone, MCMAU has used up all the monster pelts we've stored for so many years. For middle and low-rank martial artists, the defensive effect of battle armor is still very good. Having said that, Fong Ping waved his hand and said, "Everyone, go get a set. Put it on and see how it works." Some were at a loss, some were envious, and some were slightly nervous. The school giving out battle armors for free was a rare sight. It was not just rare, it was almost impossible. When humans killed monsters, they could only bring back very few things. MCMU had been established for so many years, but they had only made about 500 sets of middle-ranked leather armors. There were many in the 3 lower ranks, thousands of them. This time, however, they had used up all their reserves and taken them out. Some people had a vague guess as to what this meant. Fong Ping did not say anything. He watched as everyone quietly received their battle armors and put them on. With the armor on their bodies, these young students looked more spirited and valiant. Martial artists who were upper stage rank 3 and above had almost all entered the catacombs and killed people. At this moment, everyone's aura was suddenly lifted. At the same time, on the roof of a teaching block, a few grandmasters looked at the students below and fell into silence. After a long time, Huang Jing sighed softly. The students are still young, Tang Feng said in a low voice. They still have to go through some hardships. The education department and the military department have already given their feedback. They can fight, although they would have to wait for Zhang Tao to come tomorrow for the specifics. The words "can fight" meant that the war was really going to start. Wu Quishan said slowly, "Our middle-ranked and high-ranked martial artists are not less than Sky Gate cities. We have more. Whether low-ranked martial artists will participate in the war or not, this has not been decided yet. When the specific results are out, we will discuss it again. MCMU has never fought a large-scale group war before. In the future, there will be many battles like this. Unless they are high-ranked martial artists, otherwise middle-ranked and low-ranked martial artists will mainly fight in groups. This time, attacking the half-destroyed Sky Gate City can also be considered a training session. This battle will build momentum, win the war, and annihilate MCMU's biggest enemy. Then, the vitality of everyone in MCMU will reach a peak. Now, everything that can be prepared has been prepared. Since we have entered a martial arts university, we can't really cultivate until we are high-ranked before fighting, right? These words were said by Tang Feng. This was also what he had always advocated. If those below rank 3 said that they did not have the ability to protect themselves and did not participate in the war, he had no objections. But now, there were more than 1,000 upper stage rank 3 martial artists in MCMU. This did not even include the instructors. When Fang Ping went to the catacombs when he was an upper stage rank 3, Fang Ping refused to go out alone to hunt the catacombs martial artists. Tang Feng despised him. In this year, because of the large amount of resources that Fang Ping brought back, many martial artists who had reached rank 3 or 4 had not gone to the catacombs once or twice. This was almost impossible in the past. The catacombs Madman Qin Fengqing had gone to the catacombs at least 30 times as a rank 3. Each generation should be stronger than the last. How could there be a reason for each generation to be weaker than the last? Rank 3 and 4. In a situation where the high-ranked martial artists were being held back, Tang Feng felt that there was no need to hesitate. The military department did not see any hesitation when rank 1 martial artists started fighting. Although martial arts university students were favored by the heavens, martial arts universities could not afford to raise them. They could not wait until they reached rank 6 before fighting. That was the treatment given to the descendants of the pinnacle. The others did not speak again. In this world, no one was more honorable than anyone else. They went to the catacombs as rank 3 martial artists. Some of Fang Ping's group went there as rank 2 martial artists. There was no reason for the rank 3 and 4 martial artists not to go. Chapter 604. In the blink of an eye, it was already the 8th of August. On the 8th, MCMU would host another Grandmaster banquet. On this day, MCMU's main gate was wide open. Red cloth was hung high, and the atmosphere was joyous. At the entrance, it was the same as last time. Students lined up to welcome the guests. However, compared to the last time, although the time difference was not that long, the quality was worlds apart. There were close to 300 middle-rank students. This time, all the middle-rank students lined up to welcome the guests. They wore uniform battle armor with red cloaks over them. Even from afar, the Grandmasters saw this scene. From afar, many people shook their heads helplessly, not knowing whether to laugh or cry. What a grand lineup! What a grand display! Hundreds of middle-ranked martial artists as doormen. How ostentatious, how wild! Middle-ranked martial artists, martial arts university students, were all lieutenants in the military department and commanders in the local areas. Other than the 3 ministries and 4 prefectures, no one else could come up with such a lineup, even for a school like CCMAU, unless all the instructors were present. General Crazy. This is a good title. Crazy enough. They're only wrong names, not wrong nicknames. Haha, young people should be more ostentatious. That's what it means to be young. If they're all like us, without any passion and drive, can they still be called young people? The older generation was not angry. They just smiled. What age, what status, and what kind of things they did. This is what it means to be young, someone exclaimed. Young people? The young Fong Ping could be ostentatious. He could pretend to be a big shot 1 second and pretend to be a coward the next. Everyone would only smile and not care. However, if it were someone else, an older person, with Fong Ping's ostentatious attitude, no matter how precious the invitation was, the possibility of it being thrown out was not small. If he was Wu Quishan's age and sent an invitation like that to Zhang Tao would think that he was an idiot deliberately provoking him. However, because he was young, in Zhang Tao's eyes, his ostentatiousness was no different from a child showing off his lollipop. He only thought it was fun, funny, and a little cute. Although this guy was not cute. In midair, some powerhouses did not land, nor did they go down. At this moment, Zhang Tao, who was in midair, swept his gaze across the area below. He took a look at Fong Ping and chuckled. This kid deserves a beating. Everyone is here to attend his Grandmaster banquet, yet he still wants to provoke us on purpose. Sooner or later, he will be taught a lesson. To the side, Nan Yunyue lightly said, in a few more years it will be difficult to deal with him. How about we take advantage of this opportunity to teach him a lesson? Minister Zhang, do you have any objections? Zhang Tao said with a smile. What opinion can I have? But you'd better think it through. This kid's family is rich now, and he's full of confidence. Wu Quishan, Li Chongsheng, oh right, Guardian Wu Commander Tian Nan, you have to think this through. Nan Yunyue snorted disdainfully. She indifferently said, all four together. At the side, Wu Chuan glanced at her and said with a light smile, Elder Nan, if this kid is willing to offer 10 divine weapons, I really don't mind giving it a try. Nan Yunyue sneered. You think you can defeat me after obtaining a 9th-grade divine weapon? I have no such thoughts. If Elder Nan wants to deal with this brat, I have no objections. But Minister Nan's words clearly show that he doesn't put us in his eyes. At the side, Tian Mu said casually, why bother with a woman? In the past, rank 8 Tian Mu liked to provoke this and that. Now that he was a rank 9, Tian Mu was even bolder. Today, there was no slip of the tongue. They were just provoking you. And you even fought 1 against 4. You're really something. The 3 departments and 4 prefectures had arrived at this moment. The ministers of the 2 departments came personally. The guardian, Wu Chuan, also came personally. Li Daong represented the military department. As for the other 3 prefectures, Zhang Weiyu did not come because he was handling some affairs. He also sent a rank 8 golden body powerhouse to wait on the side. The other 2 prefectures each sent a rank 7. Other than these representatives, Minister Wang from the Education Department and Tian Mu from the Military Department came in private. On the other side, Northern Spear King Wang Yu represented the central government's direct department to congratulate them. He was also very respectful. At this moment, there were 5 rank 9s and 1 paragon gathered here. On the other side, in midair, Su Haoran brought a few juniors from Polaris City and nodded slightly at Zhang Tao. This was also a rank 9. Other than Su Haoran, there was also a handsome black-haired man. He looked very young, but he was also a rank 9 powerhouse. Zhang Tao glanced at them, smiled, and nodded in response. He said with slight surprise, Patriarch Jiang is here too. That's rare. He was not surprised that Polaris City sent people over. However, it was a little surprising that 2 rank 9s came at the same time. As for rank 8s Li Mo and Zheng Yu, they came too. Zhang Tao did not care too much about this. Li Mo and Zheng Yu should come. The reason they were still alive was because Fong Ping saved them. Previously, the relationship between both parties was not very harmonious. Both of them were injured, so it was fine if they did not express anything. Now that Fong Ping had a breakthrough and the invitation had been sent to Polaris City, it would be unreasonable if the 2 of them did not come at this time. Polaris City had 2 rank 9s and 2 rank 8s. This lineup was not weak. At this moment, there were 7 rank 9s and 1 paragon in the air. Zhang Tao looked around again and chuckled. Many people from the sect world have come. Since when did he establish relations with the sect martial artists? He had already seen a lot of powerhouses from the sect world. In the sect world today, Zhao Xingwu was the only rank 9. However, Zhao Xingwu had to oversee the Zhongzhou catacombs, so he did not come this time. However, rank 8 martial artists were rare in the sect world. This time, there were quite a few of them. Qingtian Mountain's green-shirt woman almost became Old Man Li's mistress. Both of them had a big fight later. On Wangwu's sect side, Zhao Xingwu's eldest direct disciple, the only rank 8 golden body powerhouse, had also come this time. This kind of lineup was enough to think highly of Fang Ping. Wu Chuan heard that and laughed. Qingtian Mountain has a friendship with MCMAU. Sect leader Zhong. Speaking of this woman, Wu Chuan could not say anything. He was the old vice-chancellor's student. The other party was a generation older than him. As for Wangwu Mountain, leader Zhao met Fang Ping last time. They had a good talk. Now that Fang Ping has broken through, it's not strange for him to come. Zhang Tao smiled. Fang Ping had a wide circle of friends. They were not in a hurry to go down. Zhang Tao glanced at MCMU below again and said slowly, MCMU's strength is indeed getting stronger. The number of middle-rank martial artists has increased greatly. There's still hope to attack Sky Gate City. However, if we really fight, the casualties will not be low. This kid Fang Ping is only thinking about accumulating strength for MCMAU. He has suffered heavy losses. Isn't he worried that MCMAU will fall again? Wu Chuan said in a low voice. The military department agreeing to go to war with MCMAU is still somewhat unexpected. If we really fight, can Wu Quishan and Li Chongxing take down the Lord of Sky Gate City and the Sky Gate Tree? Li Chongxing's situation, if we really fight, he might exhaust his vitality and die. Beside him, Tian Mu said coldly, Why don't I take Li Chongxing's place? That won't do. Zhang Tao rejected. If we really fight, it can only be MCMAU. You're from the military department. Guardian Wu is from the House of Guardians. Do you really think that you know nothing about the catacombs? They have records of our rank 9 combat strength. If you guys take action, it means an all-out war. It'll be completely different from now. But there's another rank 8 at Sky Gate City. There were 2 rank 9s and 1 rank 8s in Sky Gate City. There were only 3 rank 7s left. If Wu Quishan single-handedly took on 2 rank 9s, Old Man Li took care of the rank 8s, and the rest surrounded the 3 rank 7s, then the high ranks would definitely win. However, if Wu Ke did not stay at the top of the mountain, as soon as Tian Mu finished speaking, Zhang Tao said calmly, If we really want to fight, it won't be like this. Rank 9 was already like this. Rank 8, Monster Sunflower City might send a rank bait. As for rank 7, Monster Sunflower City would also send a few. Therefore, whether to fight or not, I will make it clear to everyone in MCMAU later. Currently, the military department and other departments would not mobilize a large number of troops for MCMAU's matters. Experts are also like carrots in a hole. When Zhang Tao spoke up to hear, he suddenly burst into laughter and said, That kid did it on purpose, right? Hearing this, everyone looked down, and in the next moment, they did not know whether to laugh or cry. McMao. Fang Ping was welcoming those grandmasters warmly. As someone who had just reached Zhongshe realm, it wouldn't be a problem for him not to attend the Zhongshe banquet. But Fang Ping was here. His face was full of smiles, and his expression was humble and extremely friendly. This kind of behavior was originally worthy of praise. However, at this moment, everyone suddenly felt that it was best for this guy to scram now. Just as Fang Ping was welcoming everyone, someone else came, not a powerhouse. From afar, the newcomer was already beaming with joy, laughing loudly and saying, Brother, I'm here. Fang Yuan was here. Fang Ping had become a grandmaster. It was only right for his family to come. But, in the next moment, everyone felt a little upset. The little girl came bouncing to congratulate her brother. What a heartwarming scene. But this girl put a birthday hat on Fang Ping. What was the meaning of this? The birthday hat was nothing. The key was the prominent line of words on it. Happy 20th birthday to brother. Was there a need to write it so clearly on the birthday hat? Who would write on their hats on their birthdays? 20 years old, and it was marked red. Whose child was so annoying? There was even a round smiley face behind the line of words. Was this a joke? Annoying brat. We didn't lose our memories. Fong Yuan did not think too much about it. She grinned and put the birthday hat on Fong Ping, saying happily, "Brother, happy birthday to you. May you achieve rank 7 today, rank 8 tomorrow, and rank 9 postnatal." The few old grandmasters at the door felt even more upset. How heartbreaking. But what could they say when the younger sister was celebrating her brother's birthday? Fong Ping, on the other hand, was grinning from ear to ear. He pinched Fong Yuan's cheeks, chuckling. Brother didn't dote on you for nothing. As for the guests' gazes, Fong Ping felt that he was innocent. My younger sister gave me a birthday hat, and I put it on. There's nothing wrong with that, right? I'm 20 years old, the age of adulthood. It means that I'm an adult. From now on, I'm an adult, not a child. At this time, my younger sister personally made a birthday hat for me. I can't just leave it aside, can I? Fong Yuan, on the other hand, did not think too much about it. Her brother said that he was 20 years old and hoped that she would give him a birthday hat to mark his age. Fong Yuan felt that her brother was very considerate of her. Otherwise, she would not have known what to give him in such a short time. Now, her brother wanted a hat and a birthday cake. Fong Yuan felt that Fong Ping was considerate of her. Therefore, Fong Yuan, who was standing beside Fong Ping, smiled like an idiot. In the air, Zhang Tao was amused. Do you think it's intentional or unintentional? It's intentional. Wu Chuan did not even think about it. This kid was so naughty. If he said it was unintentional, who would believe him? What a showy kid. But it was his younger sister who sent it. What could he do to a teenage girl? How old were they? If they were displeased by a child's actions, how could they be grandmasters? At this time, Tian Mu suddenly laughed. Other people take advantage of their seniority, but this kid insists on pretending to be young. I'll go down first. You guys do as you please. After saying that, Tian Mu descended from the sky. The next moment, Tian Mu laughed. Fong Ping, you're 20 years old. If I have a great-grandson, he should be around your age. Congratulations. As soon as he said that, Fong Ping's expression froze. In the next moment, an old man with white hair and beard laughed. Yes, he's about the same age as my great-grandson. His achievements are limitless. My grandson is a few years older than Fong Ping. My great-grandson is about the same age as him. A prodigy is a prodigy indeed. His grandson's generation is already rank 7. We're really old. These old men and women had regained their smiles. Each of them was grinning happily. The way they looked at Fong Ping was as if they were looking at their grandchildren. Grandson, weren't you pretending to be young? Didn't you want to hurt our hearts? How old are we? Do you think you can hurt us with this? Keep showing off? If you're so capable, turn into a 10-year-old and see if our hearts will be hurt. One by one, the grandmasters brought their descendants or disciples in through the door. All of them were smiling. A few kind-looking old ladies even touched Fong Ping's head. That look, that gesture, Fong Ping looked gloomy. Yes, why do I have to pretend to be young? We're all of the same strength. Logically, I should be showing off the bearing of a grandmaster. I'd be more high profile. But all of them have this kind of attitude. I can't even reason with them. When he saw Tian Mu, who was the first to shout, Fong Ping looked aggrieved. This old man is so mean. He wants to suppress my aura as soon as he arrived. An unwelcome guest has arrived. Tian Mu looked at him with a smile. He stretched out his hand and touched Fong Ping's head. He sighed. It's good to be young. Even if your face is thrown to the ground and trampled to a pulp, no one will care. When you're my age, you won't be able to pretend anymore. His words were filled with endless emotion. This kind of thing was suitable for Fong Ping. Of course, calling him grandson was suitable for Fong Ping now. When Fong Ping was in his 70s or 80s, if Tian Mu said that, they would become sworn enemies. Tianmu was the first to come down. Soon, the others followed. Wu Chuan glanced at Fang Ping and smiled. You do things according to your age and your status. Today, you're a student, a 20-year-old young man. After today, you'll be a grandmaster. Being a grandmaster doesn't just mean it. Otherwise, you'll only be called a high-ranked martial artist, not a grandmaster. Do you understand what I mean? Fang Ping nodded quickly. He chuckled. Don't worry, Senior Wu. It's because of today that I'm letting go. From today onwards, I, Fang Ping, am a grandmaster too. Naturally, I won't bring shame to a grandmaster's glory. Once the grandmaster banquet was held, no matter how old or young he was, a grandmaster must have the bearing of a grandmaster. At that time, no matter how reckless he was, no one would treat him like a child anymore. If he was as arrogant as he was now, some people could accept it, but others would bear grudges. As they were talking, someone in the air laughed loudly. Congratulations, Grandmaster Fang. Grandmaster Fang is invincible. You've defeated all rank 7. Fang Ping's cheeks twitched. F***CK, is this fatty trying to trick me on purpose? Before Fatty could finish his sentence, he was cut off by someone. Yes, cut off. The handsome young martial artist beside the fatty grabbed the fatty's neck like he was grabbing a chicken's neck and dragged him to the ground. Fatty began to roll his eyes. Is the old man really going to strangle me to death? I'm just saying it. I'm just used to it. Why bother? Jiang Chao's grandfather did not give Fatty a chance to speak. He smiled and nodded at Fang Ping. I'm sorry for the trouble I caused earlier. Fang Ping said hurriedly, Grandmaster Jiang, please excuse me. I've caused you trouble. It's a good thing that little Fatty is alive. The rest is not important. Jiang Yuanhua did not care too much. Jiang Chao was not dead. Jiang Hao was not dead. That was enough. If Jiang Chao died because of Fang Ping, then Jiang Yuanhua would not be acting like this now. If Jiang Chao was not dead, then everything was fine. Fang Ping hurriedly said a few polite words. Jiang Yuanhua did not give Fatty a chance to speak. He grabbed him and followed the MCMU people to the banquet venue. Jiang Chao was very sad and angry. The old man was too much. He did not give him any face at all. That was fine. Most people did not know him anyway. The key was, damn, that bald guy was following behind him like he was watching the show. He was just short of eating melon seeds. At this moment, Qin Fengqing was indeed following behind him to watch the show. He was not a student, so he did not have to entertain guests anymore. He had nothing to do anyway. When he heard Fatty's roar earlier, he ran out to see what was going on. In the end, he saw Fatty being dragged inside by his grandfather like a dead dog. Qin Fengqing wanted to hold his belly and laugh. This damn Fatty's bootlicking skills were pretty good. It was no wonder that flattering Fang Ping was no longer of much use. Could it be that this damn Fatty had finished flattering all the people he wanted to flatter? It was very possible. Now, watching Jiang Chao being dragged away by his grandfather, Qin Fengqing was extremely gloating. Fang Ping could not be bothered with Qin Fengqing and Jiang Chao's matters. At this moment, Fang Ping continued to entertain guests. It was easy for normal people. When Chun Yaoting arrived, the old man opened his mouth and said, Rank 7, an adult at 20 years old. Cultivating the body, managing the family, governing the country, and bringing peace to the world. Cultivating the body to a golden body. It's time to manage the family. Fang Ping was dumbfounded. Cultivating the body, was this how he understood it? All right, if the old man insisted on explaining it this way, he could not refute it. The key was that when you were talking, you looked at me and your granddaughter at the same time. Chen Yinshi even looked shy. This put a lot of pressure on me. I'm only 20 years old. Fang Yuan, who had just been praised by him for being sensible, now took an energy fruit from Chen Yunshi and called her sister-in-law with a grin. What the hell was this? You sold your brother for an energy fruit? I'm a grandmaster's woman, after all. Even if you sold it, if I didn't give you a few hundred caddies of life essence, would you have sold it just like that? Why was this girl so easy to fool? No wonder she was so silly, doing whatever she was told to do, giving her a birthday hat when she was told to. She said she had low talent, and when others corrected her, she could say that others did not understand. Sigh. She was so silly. He did not know what to do in the future. Fong Ping did not say anything. He was grinning like a real idiot as well. Chen Yaoding did not know if he should continue speaking. Not knowing whether to laugh or cry, Chen Yaoding did not say anything. He brought this up because Fong Ping and Chen Yinshi seemed to have some kind of omen. That was why he brought it up. Fong Ping did not respond, and he did not want to say anything more. After Chen Yaoding, the others entered one after another. Su Haoran led the juniors of Star City and missed. This rank 9 Grandmaster, who had previously said that he would never lead a team out again, went back on his words. No one knew about the oath he had made. Back then, he swore that if he led a team out again, he would kill himself. It was a pity that Fong Ping did not know about this. Otherwise, even if he did not say anything, he would have tricked Fatty into provoking this Grandmaster. After Su Haoran, it was Li Daong and the others. It was not until the end that Zhang Tao and Nan Yunyue missed. The big shots were always the last to arrive. Even if they came early, they were the last to arrive. However, looking at the two of them missing, Fong Ping could not help but curse in his heart. Old Zhang and Nan Yunyue, were they doing that? He did not know if the Grandmaster could read people's minds, or if old Zhang saw something in his eyes, but he did not say anything. When he entered the door, he accidentally stepped on Fong Ping's foot. Yes, a Grandmaster accidentally stepped on someone while walking. Just like last time when he accidentally bumped into the catacombs rank 9. Anyway, Fong Ping did not feel where his foot was at this moment. Until old Zhang left, Fong Ping glanced at his feet that were like dough, a little helpless. The Grandmaster was so narrow-minded, he did not say anything. When old Zhang arrived, everyone was finally here. This time, there were a lot of Grandmasters. Fong Ping counted about 150 of them. With so many Grandmasters, it was enough to destroy a catacombs. The Grandmasters who were free in Sino Nation and did not need to go to the catacombs for the time being were almost all here. When the Grandmasters had all gone to the banquet venue, Fong Ping was not in a hurry to go. At the side, where the gifts were placed, Fong Ping used his mentality to explore. After a long time, he could not help but curse in a low voice. A bunch of old men and old women came to freeload. Aren't they embarrassed? Such a grand display. Such a grand lineup. He had thought that he would receive so many gifts that his hands would cramp, and he would drool from counting the money. But in the end, he actually received a bunch of calligraphy and paintings. Most importantly, they were not antiques, but paintings written by these old men and old women themselves. Although the calligraphy and paintings written by a Grandmaster were highly sought after, could he sell these things? Obviously not. At the same time, at the banquet venue, a group of Grandmasters chatted and laughed, extremely satisfied. In today's banquet, the meat was all monster meat. At the venue, the energy was so dense that it was almost to the point of mist. A rich and overbearing host had moved the energy stone equipment over, directly burning the stones to release energy. The huge banquet hall was like a fairyland. Fruits. Those were all energy fruits. If it were not for their pride, the Grandmasters were prepared to gobble up dozens of plates. Some of the young martial artists, including those from Star Town, were a little dazed. Fong Ping was really generous. As for these Grandmasters, they were also very satisfied with the gifts they had given out. Someone laughed and said, "I heard that Fong Ping likes to collect some calligraphy and paintings of high-ranked martial artists. Don't tell me that everyone prepared this time is also this? You've prepared these too?" Yes, since Fong Ping likes it, we can't bring out normal things. It's good that he likes it. The Grandmasters laughed happily. This was what Fong Ping had said himself. That day in the Tian'an catacombs, many Grandmasters had heard it. These words could not be false. He liked to collect. Everyone catered to his interests. Fong Ping should be very satisfied. In the crowd, Wu Quishan laughed too. He laughed so hard that he was about to cry. Kid, who asked you to be so unrestrained? What a big loss. This kid did not like to collect calligraphy and paintings of high-ranked martial artists. He liked to collect IOUs. Now that there were no IOUs but a pile of calligraphy and paintings, he could open an exhibition hall. As for Fong Ping's extravagance, throwing out countless good things, Wu Quishan could not be bothered to reprimand him. These things were at most worth a divine weapon. In the past, he thought that divine weapons were rare and priceless. Now, it was just that. Now, everyone had to return what they had eaten and inhaled to the kid later. The key was that MCMAU had indeed gained face today. In the past, some old guys thought that martial arts universities were stingy. Did they still think so now? MCMU may lack everything, but we're not short of money. You'd all be jealous and envious. Wu Quishan laughed happily, but very soon, his happy mood dropped a little. Damn, why was everyone talking about that kid? MCMU's vice-chancellor was still here. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.